I do not.
Which suits Markov just fine.
Yeah, I don't want people digging around in my head, or else I'll have to dig around in yours my way.
One thing I want to clarify on
this. You can message anybody,
is this
and
makes
they can
a
respond
weapon,
to your message.
which means,
it's just got a limited
in theory, I can cast weapon-affecting spells on it, like the spell Reloading Hands. Because normally this spell, you have to reload it one turn and then fire it the next.
Yeah.
Reloading Hands would make it to where you can fire
making a
every
physical
round.
weapon.
But it's another spell that I have to cast, and a mythic power that I have to be able to even do that.
Right, right.
So,
another spell.
but I just wanted to clarify
Can we help with that,
that works with you from a logical
And
standpoint.
it's mini. What do you? And so
Try
you're
this.
thinking an arbalest will take 1 round to reload?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you
So
took
just crank the thing back.
Cure Light Wounds
Fire it
last
again.
time, right? So then.
Hello, Manda. Everybody got your mics on?
Mic'd up.
Okay, so Featherfall would allow you, like, if you started falling, you could cast, like, if you fell from a high place, like, I don't know, the top of a fort, for example, you could slow your fall, so
Or
you
on
don't take
top
as
of a dragon if I'm fighting a dragon.
I mean, just as an example. Hideous Laughter is fun.
Hideous Laughter is really fun.
Oh, hideous laughter.
You force them to basically, I think, forego their turn laughing.
Yeah, if you
Maybe it drops their movement. to 0
It depends on how
It-
what they say.
oh dang it! I dropped a die. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right behind me. Yeah, you can. It's a will save, and basically you try to force them to remove fear. Saving finale.
The thing is, like, starting in a campaign this late with magic means that a lot of the spells you cast on our bigger guys are
Well, no,
baby games.
That's why I'm like looking for more fun things.
Your magic should be more utility stuff,
Undetectable
exactly.
alignment's kind of nice. That hides your alignment from other things.
Specifically from traps and spells that affect alignment, if I remember correctly.
So it conceals your alignment for 24 hours. And this you can cast.
Good to
on
see you, Manda.
a creature or
Welcome,
object.
Jerry. Pat, good to see you, man. That griffin looks
right.
incredible,
Summon
my friend. I
monster.
cannot wait
Ooh, now that sounds. Why?
to kill a
it
party
can
with
complicate
him.
fights, and honestly, you're going to summon something with so little HP that it might not as well.
It would
Might as
get
well not matter.
squashed. Ventriloquism.
How's everybody's audio sound, guys?
Ventriloquism lets you like throw sounds from a distance and make it appear like something else is talking when you're not. It's pretty.
So I
could
would
be
say.
You could really make fun of some people with ventriloquism.
Yeah.
All right, glad to
make
hear the
sound come
audio
from
is
behind 'em.
good.
It's also good.
Video
it's
looks
a good
good here.
distraction as well for like.
Yeah.
Various things.
Oh yeah.
Identify. You could identify the magical properties of something.
Cade becomes the wizard.
Please, Kaden Kalia,
I
tell
don't
me
need
what
you.
this is. This is garbage.
We're just going to all become each other.
This is
Well, because I was talking about potentially taking some cleric levels at some point.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, Featherfall would be really good for Cade with his tendency to be falling from high places.
I mean, that is true, because I could be dancing on the edge of a building.
Great, thank you very much. I forgot to switch to our starting screen, didn't I?
What was the word?
All
And I
right,
might
let's
take
go back to
more
our starting
risks if I
screen.
know I have Featherfall.
Yeah, so I would say Featherfall
Okay,
might
I'm
be your
gonna
best
do
bet.
Featherfall.
And that one, if you forget you have it, is not like the worst thing in
I
the
mean,
world to forget.
I could roll a 1 when I'm feather falling, but if I know I have it, I might be more daredevilish.
Well, it's not one you have to roll
Which
for.
is something we were very concerned about already. You're very
Yes.
conservative.
When you hold your hand like this, I can't tell if you have the mini hands or not.
Oh,
Aw.
that's not nice.
Small hands. It's the curse.
Yes, you were behind the curtain. You got a pre-show show.
Pre-show show?
Pre-show show. Pre-show show.
So I've got some really strange equipment I've gathered over the. I've got whatever the beast venom was.
Oh yeah, you've got some
the
weird stuff.
Demiplane,
Yeah.
and a dragon tooth.
I've got a vial of dragon's fire gland.
Yeah, Jerry
liquid.
definitely recommended
Yeah.
Featherfall.
I might try.
I'm a big
I don't
fan.
know how.
Especially as many
probably
times
too
as
long.
Cade's fallen from great heights at this
I
point.
can reinforce
Truth,
my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on accident.
Something
Wait
they
till you
actually
see the
did
things I
on
do on
bows.
purpose.
See,
Like
the number of
thing
times Cade
is
has
they
fallen
put bone
from a
on
height is
just
greater
the
than
ends
like
to make
5.
It more
So
flexible to increase the drawstring.
Is that
Yeah.
true, really?
greater than 5.
And then turn whatever's left from that into
I think I fell off
arrowheads.
the mast of the ship.
Yep.
Or
I
bolt.
did.
You
You
did.
did?
That's right.
that I can then
I fell off
apply
the ship.
poison to.
Which is
But that
You
would've
fell off
really-
the top of the
that'd be
fort, and all
Yeah.
God saved you from that one.
you're welcome.
Fell
Well, and I jumped off to get the dragon.
Yeah.
Which you missed
Yeah.
horribly.
And I
Missed.
missed. So see,
Some great fan art on that one.
Very good fan art, yeah.
Kate's done a lot of
Trees?
high.
Jerry said
tips
you
to
did
jump
fall off
to
a
things.
tree?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
When we were in the pocket plane.
No, I thought you were the one. No, Cade
No,
was the one who
Cade
went up
fell
the
off
tree.
the
That's
tree.
right,
There's a
yeah.
spider on it, scared him off.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That wasn't too high though.
Yeah, but still,
Still funny. Still counts as a fall.
Kate has fallen from many places.
Oh. Yes. Hold on. Stupid phone.
Can you not reach the volume?
Well, it's got the wrong case for the phone that she's got
no.
because she's on a temporary phone. We've got new phones
Oh,
coming.
I
and
see, I see, I see.
There's been a whole bunch of phone nonsense here the last couple of days.
My phone wasn't even up to speed an
All right,
hour ago.
let's go to our sponsors quickly. You guys notice
Nice.
you're hearing the effects in the room again?
Mm-hmm.
Finally
Yes.
got that all worked out.
Yay.
Ferox Fabrications.
We like Ferox.
We should have the
I
new
miss this
Evolution
music.
mini holders very soon.
Gotta jam out to
Some Ferox.
some Ferox.
For the Griffin, you'll trade you a sticker, a deal. I'll get you more than a sticker. Yeah, we should have some here for Blue Box Con, Jerry.
What?
The Evolution
Paint
mini
holder.
holders, painting
Oh.
holders.
'Cause I think Vivi said she would bring some
Yeah.
down with her when she came down.
So this week, we've got some different plans. So Tuesday and Wednesday will be looking a little bit different.
Yes.
Now, are you traveling next Sunday? Was that the day, or when are you traveling?
So, I'm trying to remember which traveling are you referring to?
She was
you said
remembering.
you were gonna be gone on a Sunday, but I couldn't remember which one.
Yes, there is a Sunday at the end of May.
Thank you,
The
Darren
end
and
of
Ferox.
May.
So a while.
Cozy Gamer Dice.
It's a while.
Thank you.
I don't.
They are indeed cozy. And we're only going to cover those two sponsors for now because I have one other thing I want to show you guys in addition to we'll save our Blue Box Con video for the halftime piece. Thank you to Cozy and to Darren Ferox for being such great supporters of our channel. And now let's go ahead and kick back over to live. And all right, so I want to play a quick video for you. We're going to announce today, and I'll mention this at the break also, but there's a cool new Kickstarter that is kicking off that you can do to support one of our sort of current community members. You all know John Fuller. He goes by Demon Gund. He's joined us
a good
on a
egg.
few of our Lore Masters Arcanums. He's played in my charity one-shot, and he's also just a really good guy. Well, he's doing his first ever Kickstarter, and it's based around both all the content that he's created for House of Strahd, which is amazing, but then he's also doing a complete remake of Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah.
And that is the nature of the Kickstarter. It kicks off on Tuesday. This Tuesday. So let me play this video of his, which is announcing it and explaining it, and then we'll kind of tell you a little bit about where you can go to support it. And let me find the right one here. There it is.
Barovia in Tailspire.
Whoops,
We
let me start over.
Hello, I'm John Fuller, aka Demon Gund, and we here at Virtual Tabletop Journey have spent the last year and a half faithfully recreating the land of Barovia in Tailspire. We provide premium quality maps that remain true to the spirit of the original authors, while also
got some
making
glorious
changes to
hair.
facilitate play
does.
and
It's
fun.
true.
It's
in 3D
neatly
space.
done there and coiffed
Now,
and little.
the time has come for Castle Ravenloft, one of, if not the most iconic of locations in all of fantasy gaming. It looms over Barovia from a precipice among the Balanok Mountains and is home to the legendary vampire Strahd von Zarovich. This map deserves special treatment. We've had so much fun making these maps in our spare time, and now we want to get them to you faster and at even higher quality. Creating Castle Ravenloft is the next step in bringing the entire realm to life in full 3D glory. We have already published professional quality maps for, are you ready?
Check these
The
out.
Village of Barovia,
So cool.
His maps are amazing.
Church of Barovia, the Bone Grinder Windmills, Baba Lysaga's Walking Hut, The
Chandler's
Werewolf
favorite.
Den, Solenka Pass, Death House, and the Amber Temple.
That's so cool.
In celebration of this Kickstarter, all will be released for direct import at TalesTavern.com, including PDFs containing alternate room descriptions based on the Talespire assets. Funds from this project will go to pay map builders for their efforts and allow them to prioritize this project. Your pledge will elevate the Castle Ravenloft build from a gamer dad hobby to a professional
Gamer dad.
collaboration of the greatest
I feel
builders
attacked.
in the Talespire
should.
community.
Nothing wrong with
With
being a
your
gamer
pledge,
dad.
we can make it happen.
All right, so thank you,
Dads are
John.
the
And
best
again,
dads.
if you weren't clear, all that stuff that he was showing from House of Strahd, that's already done. You
Yep.
can find that content. It's in Tales Tavern. He makes a lot of this content available for free. The Kickstarter is supporting this custom build of Castle Ravenloft, but also is going to help this group of dev folks, all kinds of neat people that are connected. We've had some of them on our LMA shows that are going to be just churning out more and more of this type of content. So I'm popping the link in the chat right now. If I can get, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Stupid pop-ups. All right. The link is in the chat. It won't be live until Tuesday, but I think you can pre-register and be notified when it goes live. So please do your best to go ahead and support John with that effort. All right. With that out of the way, let's go to a little bit of our schedule. So first of all, did we decide what's happening on Tuesday?
90% yes.
All right, so with absolute guaranteed accuracy, Thomas will be running Monster of the Week on Tuesday night. We have a couple things going on. So one, Terry, who plays Taldar, he's got technical work that he's doing for the upcoming play. He's going to be out. And then also Tuesday is a very special day. I will be celebrating 25 years of marriage to this amazing woman. Don't be confused by the name Cade. This is actually my wife. And then so also Wednesday, I won't be on our Lore Masters Arcanum. That will be run by Evelyn, but we'll be joined by Thomas, and also Pat Draws will be with us. And he's going to be showing us the art of creative art and how he does all the quick art that he does with fan art and the humor that he puts behind it. We have many great artists in this community, but we're going to be really covering Pat's unique style and how he creates what he does and where he gets his ideas and concepts, and that should be a great show on Wednesday. Now, we'll put this on the channel, but the disruption will continue. So we'll be back here next Sunday for our regular Runelords stream, so that will happen. Then the following Tuesday and Wednesday, I will be out of town on business. So I'll be traveling to Virginia, and I'll be out for a couple of days. So we'll have content. We're going to keep all the content rolling as best we can. And then that following Sunday, we're back again for
No.
Runelords.
That's Easter.
That's Easter Sunday. So we'll have a shorter session. There'll be, it's a joke. It's a joke. There'll be no stream on Easter Sunday, but then that following Tuesday we'll get back to our regular
Easter
schedule.
Sunday is the 17th. Palm Sunday is the one after.
Oh, is it?
I thought the 17th is Easter.
Yeah, the 17th is Easter.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Next Sunday is the 3rd.
The 10th. So we're coming back Saturday the 9th.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
So the 10th
Oh,
won't be.
sorry. Yep,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So the one after
Yeah.
that.
The one
So
after
it'll
that.
be. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so we'll put all of it on our Instagram. We'll put all of it on our
make it
Discord.
up to date.
We'll make it easy, but I wanted to tell you personally because there will be a little bit more disruption here than I would like. But then we'll be full bore into Blue Box Con coming up here just around the corner, and all kinds of fun content. Book 2 with GHA is really starting to heat up. It's been just a lot of fun. Thank you all for all of your support. Okay, let's go to what happened last time.
All right. So a lot happened last time. We started off waking up in the Foxglove townhouse in Magnamore. Some of us very hungover, some of us not so much, and proceeded about making ready for the day. Irda made breakfast for everyone using her magic, and they spoke a little bit about their upcoming plans. And then during the meal that they were sharing together, there was a message sent to Irda by Father Xanthus, which Alcott actually sent a message to him to follow up to find out more information about the nature of the urgency of them returning to Sandpoint. And he was told the ground was falling, which, you know, a little concerning.
Normal stuff.
You know, it's just a normal day. Yeah, so the party decided that they probably should start heading that way. Though as Irda was getting herself ready, Alcott came into the sitting room right by the kitchen where everyone else was sitting to have a conversation. They sort of discussed where they're standing at the moment about each other, and there was another kiss that happened. And,
Will it ever end?
but in this case, there was a bit of usage of attempts at poetry that
I thought it was cute.
Markov and Cade contemplated as possibly being actually concerning of infestation of insects.
Yeah.
And Cade charged into the room and said, "I knew it!" And then kind of started saying this shouldn't be happening. And Irda basically was just like, "I'm not going to listen to this anymore."
Shut up, Cade.
Stormed upstairs to get her bedroll. Markov, just tired of the drama already, before any of that happened, had already headed upstairs as well. Irda argued with the shield a little bit. Alcott and Cade had a bit of a heart-to-heart downstairs. Alcott got a little emotional. Cade was not prepared. And apparently that is Cade's greatest weakness, someone expressing emotion towards him. He went into a bit of panic mode. But yes, that conversation occurred. Alcott saying he didn't know what to do. Cade was like, "I'm the expert on all things women." And so, yeah, but basically everybody finally got all their stuff together and ready to go, and we all teleported back to Sandpoint. But we teleported to the Devereaux estate.
To the vineyards.
Yes, so that we could properly bury Alcott's, or at least give them their last rites, Alcott's family members who had been slain by the Brother Seven. And so everyone was brought to this obelisk in the middle of the vineyards, and there was various grapevines collected and put on the pyre because it was part of this whole ritual aspect for the Abadarian last rites that were given. And it was there was music played, and there was illusory people there taking part in the various communion and speech of this ritual. And as the fires were lit and, you know, things started happening, as is wont to happen in any tabletop RPG. There was a sort of strange creature left as a trap inside Alcott's father's body, and as the fires roiled, this thing started pulsating inside of his gut, which Walmond attempted to crush, though it made its way up from his stomach through his chest, out his mouth. A strange tentacled, many-eyed, many-mouthed creature, repulsive, and psionic. And the combat began, and it was very intense. It started off with everybody on the same side, and very quickly Alcott's mind was taken, and he was led to believe that he had been deceived, as he saw an image of his father telling him that the people that he had been with this entire time had been lying to him. And so he began to attack them, and very quickly knocked Markov out through a massive lightning bolt. He also injured Cade quite greatly with this.
I didn't injure Cade with it. He dodged fully out of the way.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the evasion. Yeah, so, and then Irda was fighting Walmond, almost destroyed Walmond, but finally, Markov actually knocked Alcott out. Markov was brought back to consciousness prior to that, however, by Cade casting his first cure spell.
Bringing someone back from unconsciousness. What a
Bravo.
cool way to do it.
And Markov, who was still very, 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 very injured, stayed prostrate on the ground and sent lots of crossbow bolts into Alcott and knocked him out, which caused Wallman to cease his attacks on Irda.
Thank goodness.
And Markov then, after receiving more healing from Irda, told her to get Alcott away from the creature that had been trapped inside of the sphere. Though it could not escape, it was still able to use its psionic abilities because it did also attack Cade's mind with some a strange sort of needle feeling effect that was causing Cade quite a bit of pain.
Mind spike.
Which there was a question about briefly, but yes, lots of pain. But yeah, everyone turned and fled with Irda carrying Alcott away and Markov remaining behind, though at a distance. He still stayed closer to the creature, but out of the range of its abilities, and waited for the sphere to disappear, and then immediately sent some bolts into this creature and killed it.
Thank goodness.
Alcott his hands had been bound, his mouth had been gagged by Irda in hopes of, if the effect of what had happened to his mind was still in effect after the creature was dead. Irda healed him and then asked him if he was himself again, which he said yes, and so was allowed to be ungagged at least. And he was brought back to his feet. A little more healing was done, and that's where we ended last time.
We ripped the bolts out of his chest.
Yes.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
As we prepare to make our way into Sandpoint proper.
Huzzah.
Nicely done. All right.
Incredible.
And
As always.
let's do quick player introductions, and we'll get right to the action. So let's start today. Where's my D4?
That's right, we roll dice.
All right. You're up first, Markov.
Okay, great. I play Markov Volpa, a Inquisitor of Iomade, a Sanctified Slayer, which for those that aren't super familiar with Pathfinder, is a rogue for God.
I love that every time.
Yes, and a hunter of monsters, a man that is puritanical in the extreme, and most recently gained some abilities to thwart magical detection, which is good considering he's been hit by 3 lightning bolts in the space of 24 hours.
I hate it.
Yeah. So that is him.
I'll make you a ring of lightning resistance to make up for it.
And describe a little bit of the physical effects.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's a great point. So, he's usually this dour, kind of hawkish-looking man, and due to the repeated magical assaults on him, he's got this, web of lightning scars that go up his chest, up his neck, through his face, into his hairline that's thinned and burnt across the side of his head.
Looking more and more like Alcott.
Yeah, exactly. And the flesh is thinned, where you can see when he smiles, there's pain. There's a wince of pain. Not that he smiles often.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How would we know that?
Often. But
When he mildly smirks is what you meant to say.
Yeah, he went from being terrifying to being
Terrifying.
Terrifying. Yeah. Yeah.
With a little added bonus of ouch every time.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Just
All right.
capitalized.
Next, let's go to Cade.
Huzzah! I am a level 11 swashbuckler.
Sparkler.
Swashbuckler.
It's hard to say when you're going fast.
And a level 2 bard. I have leveled up my bardness. And there might be some special things coming. I might not be falling off so many buildings and trying to kill myself.
Probably good.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
I now
about
can
that.
dance from high places.
You don't have unlimited feather falls, just so you know.
But we're gonna test those limits, folks. We're gonna test those limits.
Knowing Cade.
That tracks.
I do have my own god, so I'm grateful for those things. That gives me good taste in rum.
Mm-hmm.
I still love women, gold, and lots of rum. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Nicely done. All right. Next, we have
Alcott Devereaux, Archmage Extraordinaire. John has done me the courtesy of throwing a small pittance of XP my way to allow me to level up, assuming we rest sometime soon. Or maybe
Everybody has XP coming, but he was so close, it was no question that he would level up. So I allowed him to proceed with the level up at next rest. All of you will get the XP.
Oh, so does that mean I am leveled up, or we do have to wait till my next rest for it to take
Rest.
effect?
Rest.
Okay.
Yes.
So, soon to be level 13 wizard with a mythic tier in Archmage. That gives me 7th level spells.
What? What have I done?
Something horrible. Which I
Or
took some fun ones.
Perfect, because if you keep throwing psionics at us, you're just gonna murder us all.
Alcott has been thinking about how battle ready he is, and not very. So potentially these 7th level spells he took might be a little more useful on a battlefield. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, right now I'm just sort of hands bound, crying on the floor.
Nicely done.
Hello everyone, I'm Yodel Yanville. I am a level 8 Scald, level 5 Paladin of Fenrir. I am a Hierophant, on our mythic path.
You're pretty great.
You know, doing the fighting and the healing thing, because that's what I do best. And,
What's on?
trying to keep people from killing each other. How you
Not
do?
something you think you have to do often is keep the party from killing each other, but it's come up a lot recently.
It has. It has. All right. And
We're our own people. We don't follow anyone.
It was
With-
magic that kind of turned us against each other. I don't think it was our opinions of one another.
all right. With that, we will begin tonight. Welcome to episode 86 of Runelords, entitled "Scar of Sandpoint." It's very it's interesting to see. This little town has been so central to the campaign. This is where the very first session began, as the town was ransacked by goblins, which appeared to be just a local phenomenon at the time, but clearly then was connected to something much broader. Then after some time, the party had to return to Sandpoint, as that same little town was being attacked by giants. And now it appears for the third time they'll be going back to this little town.
Goblins,
And-
giants, demons,
There
With
was a
that,
dragon.
dragons.
we begin. You stand still in the vineyards and the fields, the sweet charnel smell of burning flesh as Alcott's family is consumed by the flame, and whatever that creature was that burst from the bowels of his father follows a similar fate. It was nighttime. The air is still chill, even though it is summer here. Slight wind coming in off the ocean, and the party stands facing one another in the flashing amber glows of the flame as Alcott says,
I took the gag out.
Go ahead.
As a note on that, though, did the creature appear affected by the fire it stood within? Or was it just did not care about that stuff?
No, so what I described was it was the flames were spreading, and it had kind of come out. It when it fell, the flames continued to spread further, so it was not in the flame until
Okay.
it was dead,
Good
and then its
to know.
body was consumed by the fire.
Not helpful, but good to know.
Yeah.
So the last I remember, we had just pulled the bolts out of you, and you were kind of blubbering.
Yeah, just sort of
Yeah.
repeating, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
terribly sorry.
If I may, I'll
Bolts out, ear to heel.
yeah,
That was way.
plant a foot next to your shoulder, plant another one next to your hip, grab you by the. Don't you have like a?
A cape,
Not a cape. But you have
Cloak,
like
robes.
a tight vest.
a tight vest. Grab you by the vest and pull you up onto your feet, and then slap you across the face. Because you said you were like
Hysterical.
crying. Yeah. The stakes are too high for this right now. Come to your senses. Take a minute. I'm gonna turn to you. I'm not gonna slap you. Don't worry.
Better not.
I'm gonna say, make use of your new favorite hand and get my bolt from above the fire.
No. I use
Markov
the
laying down
mage
the law.
hand.
Yeah, and I'm going to walk away towards the beast that has several of my bolts in it.
Go to
Wait,
the head.
that beast is now in the flame.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so you walk up to it. The fire is raging. It's being consumed. What are you going to do?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's a pretty big fire.
Yeah, it is.
I guess I'll. If Cade's gonna help me get the one bolt out of the pyre, because it's gone through
Yeah,
and
but
stuck
it's
into
only
it.
5 pounds of pressure.
It's 10 pounds, I think. It might be able to pull them out, especially if the flesh is like gelatinous and being sizzled. It's worth a try.
All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use my little hand.
All right, so you walk up and you know the flames
Always appreciate
are
somebody's
raising high as you get closer. It's you stand far enough away and you're trying to discern where that body is. You cast your mage hands, and as you send them in, the firelight flickers in your face, and I'm gonna have you make a perception check, please.
I always appreciate somebody appreciating my new magic skill.
You appreciate the appreciation.
I appreciate
It's important.
It is very
Yeah, no, I get that.
10. Oh, well, perception. Hold on.
Which I think you just upped a little bit.
Yeah, it should be.
Right there.
I mean, he starts
Plus
at a
7.
negative
Plus
1.
7,
so.
17.
17 total. It's hard to see. It is so bright. The flames are so deep and red. You send your hands in, and
They sense it because they're magic.
you squint.
They need your
totally gonna work.
guidance.
I see.
The guidance.
I see a little something.
You're gonna have such bad luck.
You feel the sort of tender mental tug as you're controlling the hand, and one of the hands comes out clutching a bolt. This is magical, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
only have magical bolts left.
Yeah.
All the other ones have been destroyed.
The bolt looks untouched by flame, and the head of the bolt clean by fire as the hand comes out with it.
Oh, huzzah! Oh, my little hands. Oh, my little hands. And they guide the bolt to you.
I have a leather glove on, and I'm going to kind of pull it and quickly drop it in. I'm not trying to burn myself.
And I give you a 5.
Is there any chance you can bottle lightning twice? There are more in there.
I don't know. Can I?
2 more.
Your mage hand is a
Yeah.
cantrip, right?
Yeah.
You can cast it as many times as you
Yes.
want.
This time-
Well,
forever.
these
It
little
seemed-
hands go to work.
It seemed as though you were having trouble spotting them.
Roll d20 again.
Yeah. Is there any assistance I can give? I do, if it helps at all, I do have a orison that is sift that allows me to do investigation or perception at a distance.
But then how are you going to do that? Is this like a surgical procedure? You're going to say hand to the right, to the right, to the right.
I basically I'm like just pointing and saying no to like basically that,
Okay.
just not as
All right.
kind.
To the right!
You do feel, as he guides you, a tug
One bolt
as
this
you
time.
pull on a second bolt, and it takes more than 10 pounds of pressure to get out. This appears to have stuck in something solid inside the creature, but you can feel it's loosening as the fire is consuming the creature. You concentrate hard. You see the hand comes out
Oh!
with another of his
Huzzah!
bolts.
Another one, sir.
The worst.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you need something else, sir? With me magic.
I think we are good for now.
Okay,
Thank you.
I need to find my blade.
If you want, how many bolts do you have in there?
I have one more.
That's fine. So
Yeah.
we don't have to go through the
I
role
get 'em
play.
all, folks.
Eventually, I mean, if you want to wait, the fire is going to go out. Each of the arrows is going to survive.
Yeah.
So
But
they
your
just be
daggers,
laying
on the
there.
other hand.
Where are my daggers?
Well, your daggers, the heat of this flame, you can wait it out if you want to,
They're
but
probably gonna be molten puddles
Did they all
because
go
a
in
lot of
fire?
them stuck in the creature. I think
Crap.
you only
But
missed
daggers
like
are
twice.
easy to buy.
Yeah,
Well,
they were
we're gonna have to go buy daggers.
Okay.
It's not like we don't have any money.
Cade, thank you. Let's
It's
get
all
back
in-
to them.
It's almost all in the.
all right, you step away from the flame just for the sake of not blowing out my listeners' eardrums
Thank
any
you.
longer. I'll go ahead and kill that sound.
All right.
We made a good pair there.
All right, you're
Huzzah.
still, the flames
If you
are
ever
still
need
there,
anything else.
but you are now
you.
once again talking to one another.
I think my hands are still bound.
Yes, they're still bound. I have not untied him yet.
I'm feeling good mentally in terms of control, but I remember what occurred.
Yeah,
I just remember now the difference of what reality and falsehood is.
Sure.
Great.
That's a big realization.
Yeah.
Since Irda, I'm guessing this would be happening simultaneously
Yeah.
with them fetching bolts and daggers, or attempting to fetch daggers. Are you alright?
No, I'm not.
That was that creature. It had. I could sense something strange about it.
It had a magic I've never seen before.
What happened?
I saw my father begging in the fire. Convinced me of the falsehood of my friends. It didn't take anything for me to believe it. I just knew it.
Do we hear this?
You're
think y'all are still
busy
pulling
pulling
bolts out
bolts.
right
It's
now.
taken us a minute. And you're probably like commentating on your hands' actions and being loud too.
Kind of dancing, taking some drugs.
Has Alcott heard of anything like this before?
Roll planar knowledge.
Planar knowledge.
Y'all, calm down.
What are they doing?
Ooh, that's really good.
So yeah, it is.
Is it over 40?
It is not.
What is it? How close?
Oh, it's 31.
31? No. Nothing you've ever seen in your studies prepared you for this.
I've never seen a creature like this before, and I've never seen anything like what it had done. If something can interfere with our minds as easily as this and turn us against each other.
We need to be better prepared.
Yes.
Oh, here, let me. And she'll reach out and undo the wrappings around his hands. Sorry about that.
I understand. I can be a bit dangerous, like I said. Do I know if it was arcane or not? Can I at least determine that? Like the creature I've never seen, what it did.
Well, I mean, I suppose that my answer would be you know that there was no sense of any arcane enchantment, magic, nothing.
So thus dispel magic would be potentially useful or not at all?
You don't know.
Okay.
You have no. Actually, go ahead and roll. Just roll knowledge lore. It's a separate question as to whether or not you know what the creature
Like
is.
arcane
versus
knowledge?
Yeah. No, just lore. Just knowledge lore. You don't have a lore. Hang on, let me see here.
There's arcane, dungeon, engineering, geographic,
I've got it right here, hang on.
historical, local,
So,
natural, noble,
Was
planar.
there a chest?
Religion.
Somebody mentioned there a chest being here, and I don't remember there.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I was
You
like,
just see a chest every boss fight.
no,
Yeah, go ahead and do
somebody mentioned it in the chat. And I was
Arcane?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's fool's gold. It's more.
Unfortunately, a 22.
You recall there were some tomes in the library in Magnamar that were referenced some sort of ability that some had possessed, purportedly had never been seen in modern times, to actually affect things with raw mental power, not using either sorceress, arcane, nor divine magics, yet somehow some raw force of will.
Fred's stories. Enemies long past. I don't think our magics can affect them in the same way.
Are they tied to the Thessalonians somehow? The
Potentially.
Runelords?
Good thought.
Because if it's being long past and the Thessalonians empire being long past, perhaps they're tied together somehow.
Yes, perhaps some more research could do us good, but not here.
Yes, of course, and I do believe we still have a bit of a pressing matter at hand.
Apparently. God, never a dull moment.
Not in this line of work.
If you could give me a couple of moments to center myself.
Of course. Do you need anything?
Just a few minutes.
All right.
Alcott will sit down, take out a small little statue of himself and set it in front of him.
He's got to center himself.
Yeah. And he's going to begin to cast contingency, because he hasn't re-upped his contingency from last time. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to put Dispel Magic if anything attempts to prevent him from having control over himself. And boom.
You need a little statue of yourself. Don't you think? Don't you need a big statue of yourself, too?
We have a big
Yeah.
statue.
In the middle of town. I'll have to show you.
Wait, is it still there?
Yeah, it should be.
It is. Well, we don't know. He will pluck an eyelash and dip it into a small bit of quicksilver mercury he has and touch it to the forehead of the statue as he says, Hoc adfectus concilium et resolvo. And as that takes place, you see a little bit of arcane symbols appear on the forehead of the statue and the same on Alcott's forehead as they dissolve in. And that takes about, 10 minutes.
Okay, while he's doing this, what's everyone else doing?
I'll walk back over and just point, look at you and point at him and make some fingers. And then I'll pull out my telescope and take one more look at the giant. You said it was a hole that was basically cascading red light into town despite the daylight, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And not like flame, like a gentle sort of glow.
Mm-hmm. I'll offer
The intensity
the
of it
sight
is not as
to
concerning
you.
as
Yeah.
the fact that it's just there.
the seeing glass.
I take it. Ahoy! And I look over at the same thing he's looking at.
You peer across, and you can see in the distance in Sandpoint. Go ahead and make knowledge geography roll.
Would local?
Oh.
Yeah, let's do low. Well,
Wait a minute. Did I
Do
I did the feather fall
either
one
one.
and not the speak?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
What do you mean?
What speak?
The message.
message.
You have message as well. That's
Message is a cantrip. Feather falls the first
That's
level.
right.
You can cast message as many times a day as you like, as long as you have the spell component.
Just roll a d20 for me.
because it's copper wire.
Which is, yeah.
Cheap.
Oh man, 5.
Oh, so you could tell it's on the sort of, it looks like center south side of town.
Can I see the statue?
You pan back over more toward the town square. Yeah, you can.
Yep, Markov. Just take a look-see.
Horrible hole of that. Here's a picture of me.
There, you'll
know.
find in there, right over there.
Me,
Are you,
Statue
and
of me.
Irda, and our
Are
two
you-
dead friends.
So,
are you
it's changed.
pointing at the
Oh.
town square?
Alcott
Yes.
Yeah.
and Eamon.
Take a
Yeah,
look.
remember it
Yeah.
changed.
Well, and Solomon's
in
on there
on
too.
And Solomon's on there.
So the three of us and our two
And
dead
Alcott
friends.
and our two dead friends.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, I
You'll
see
see
that.
a statue of me.
Yes.
There you go.
and Irda
It's
and
still
Alcott
there.
and our two
I
dead
suppose
friends.
I didn't know what I was looking for. And I'll turn to you now. Kate has provided me such useful information. Just completely
That's
not-
accurate.
Yeah.
Hello.
There is a bleeding wound in the city itself. It has almost like a heartbeat as it sends torrents of red glow into the city, despite the sunlight.
That doesn't sound good.
No, but from what I've seen, nothing is emerging from it.
Yet.
Indeed. Once he's done, we should make to whoever called you here.
Father Census, yes. He should be in the cathedral in town, unless
Good.
he is near this weird spot.
Good. You said it was on the southern side, is where the wound was.
It's sort of center south.
Center south. Do you know if there is a smith or a craftsman in town?
Oh yes, there definitely is.
Hopefully it wasn't on the center south of the city.
I remember that would be
No, huh? Maybe
Okay.
more.
Okay. Good. He should still be there without any problems. Oh, and I guess it's important. You said you all stashed the treasure that you all found.
Yes.
Hopefully safe.
Oh.
Outside
as
of the-
safe as it could be
Okay. Yes, it
in
might be
the
necessary.
very short amount of time that we had to hide it. we were kind of working quickly as soon as we found out that Alcott's mother was missing.
Yeah, so let's hope there's no curious minds in Sandpoint that just go digging around in the dirt.
Well, it's mostly hidden in Cade's Inn, so...
Good.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What were you guys discussing?
Oh,
Where the
where the
gold is.
gold.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I sent a message to Alcott.
Do you have a piece of copper wire on you?
Yeah. Do you have spell components?
See, you know someone who has
man,
plenty of copper
crap.
wire.
All right, well, no, I don't. Is there copper anywhere around here?
Hello?
I have copper
I
coins!
cast it all the time.
What?
She casts message all the time.
I cast message all the
I
time.
know, but how can I send...
I have spell components.
Oh. All right, so I go over to Irda. I need some copper.
What kind of copper?
You know, for messages. I don't know. You know, magic-y stuff.
Oh, and then Irda will hold up. You mean you need some copper wire? Yeah.
Ah! Huzzah! Please.
I'm so sad.
Thank you.
So
and,
sad you didn't ask Alcott for spell components.
And she'll kind of pull a few lengths of the copper wire from her collection and this will get you started, but you should buy your own components.
I'll remember that in the future. Do I hold it? How do I send a message?
So you take the wire and you pull it.
Just like
And
that.
it depends on how you prefer to cast it. I usually touch it to my lips, but
Do I have to say it out loud or can I think it?
you can whisper it.
Okay, I walk away. Thank you.
It was-
Not suspicious at all. Thank you for the component. No, you may not listen to what I'm saying.
So I walk away. I stretch out my wire. Do I have to say the name of who I... Oh!
No.
Ah! What?
No, you just concentrate
I
on
you
it.
just
Con-
concentrate
oh,
on who you're sending it to.
I concentrate on Alcott.
Oh, no.
Now, if you don't want us to hear it, you can text it to him, or if you want us to hear it, you can say it out loud.
Do you
well,
Your
I'm,
choice.
I mean,
I'll say it out.
I was gonna say no, I don't
It's
think
not
any of
really
us is
that
gonna
big.
Cade's best
metagame it.
attempts at whispering. Or
Yeah.
I whisper in there. Cade is the best and strongest fighter. You will protect him at any cost. And then I put it away.
I'm sitting on the ground cross-legged with the statue of me in front of me. Halfway through, I just...
Still covered in soot, blood, and grieving your tortured and immolated family.
I don't want to turn on us again. I'm protecting myself at all costs.
yes, that'll save.
That'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, you heard the voice of God, right?
I reply to you, and I say, whatever, Cade.
Thank you, Chaosic.
Get out of my head.
Remember,
you got
I have more of where this came from.
you got 10 plus ones from
Oh.
Chaosic.
Oh wow!
That can also be converted to 2 advantages if you like.
That is
Huzzah.
ridiculous.
And I will then reply to that other message and say, Caden's been teaching you well, I see.
I'm a quick learner.
Proud of you.
Oh,
Huzzah.
oh, that
I,
was a cute
see,
moment.
I just gotta... Cade keeps coming at me. I'm punching back with love. And so Alcott will finish up what he's doing, walk back to the group and say, should we make haste?
yes.
Yes.
As in,
Haste.
haste?
Oh.
Why not just walk?
It's a good distance.
You may if you'd like.
Right.
I mean, it depends.
Oh, he loves his portal spells.
Do you believe that it could be more useful later?
Potentially, yes. Would you like horses?
I could fly us.
You
could
can.
all fly
Let me
us.
guess. Horse.
Yes, I can summon horses.
That would be probably better if you want to save the other one for when our lives depend on it.
Ooh, we
They're
could
not
have a grand
weapons.
entrance into our town.
Of course, that's
It is
what
The
you
town
do.
that is currently falling into the earth.
It is currently grieving.
At least they'll know we're heroes arriving for them.
They have a statue of us in the
That's-
town.
That's
They've
not.
We're back.
recognized us.
All things considered, I actually think that Cade may have a point. Morale could be boosted by having the heroes, the paragons of the town.
Come riding on some
Well,
steed
if we're gonna go in,
to do some deeds.
if we're gonna go in looking like heroes, like you want to do,
Presty, Presty.
Prestidigitation, everybody, really quick.
I'll actually. Alcott does it to himself this time.
You should
Actually
try and
prepared
keep
prestidigitation this time.
care,
Oh.
considering
I know,
the
right?
town
I
may
don't
be
need you to clean
grieving
me up.
loss.
Fine. I don't want to anyway.
I'll
No, you're
put on
good.
a sad face.
I'm sure that you will use discretion to treat this maturely.
Okay.
In moments, you're a much better semblance of yourselves, although the prestidigitation obviously doesn't heal the scars on the face, the lost hair.
But the blood
The-
and
the-
sweat
yeah.
and stuff is gone at least.
Perhaps instead of that, it would be better for me to heal our friend, and I look up at Walmond, get him back in working shape, and then we can fly our way into town.
Right.
How far away are we?
A couple miles.
Yeah.
Like 3?
Yeah, it's like 4 miles.
How long would it take to do that for Wallman?
To heal Walmond?
Okay, go ahead. It would take us about an hour to walk into town.
We could go at a jog. Get there in about 4 to 5 minutes.
Do what you want. I feel
Just trying to have a little fun.
I feel like that is. Never mind.
I am going to cast, John.
All right.
I think fun in this situation is not what we're looking for, right?
The spell
Markov?
Greater Make Whole.
I know you're playing me, but you are right.
And just, it repairs a certain amount of d6. For me, it'll be 10d6 plus
Okay.
10 to a construct.
Right. Okay.
So
Roll.
I
You need more d6?
I do. So if we could gather d6 while I tell everyone what I do. I take my fingers like this and I touch them to Wallman's chest on 2 points.
His head turns.
And then-
You see one of the eye sockets is still crushed.
Oh, no. And I take my hand around and bring all of my hands up and take them together and I say, Facere totatum.
That's
And
66.
sweet.
You
Got
see
a little
the
low.
stone
A little bit, sorry.
begins to knit fissures
We're good.
between the jowls and the cheek begin to close. That heavily wounded eye. What was your roll?
39 HP.
Looks like
You
I
see,
went around to get-
Wallman makes absolutely no motion, completely passive, and in moments, your golem stands intact.
Good.
Better?
Should assist, yes.
Alright.
How about you summon your horses?
That will drain me of power for the rest of the day.
Then never mind. Let's go.
We could still fly.
I have wings.
And yet that doesn't drain
Who
you
has
of
a
your
cloak?
arcane
I have
might.
a cloak.
You have the flying
It's
cloak?
complicated. I can explain it to you if you would like. I've tried to explain arcane magics to you before. You've turned it away.
Yes, viewers, this is my largely 12th level party arguing over the many means they have to travel 4 miles.
So fun.
Yeah.
Shall we
Let's-
go to
yes.
town?
Yeah.
Let's just walk.
Great. Wonderful.
And ultimately, they decide to walk.
Unless things obviously seem to be getting worse as we walk, because I imagine you said we are kind of coming downhill as we go.
Sure.
Then I think that we'll just walk.
All right. After much deliberation, the heroes of Sandpoint begin returning to the town.
Question mark.
It is impossible for you, Alcott, not to continue to feel that sense of loss and pang. And even as you're walking through the vineyards and fields, these places you played as a child, you can see the structures of the Devereaux Manor and the stables that you grew up in off in the distance. And as you return toward the town of Sandpoint, sort of a quiet hushes over the party. Go ahead.
As we walk, I don't imagine that goldfinches were entirely uncommon in the area. Can I find a feather of one laying on the ground somewhere?
Oh, that'd be in the dark. I mean, that would be a long shot and a
Or is
half.
it dark
Is
now?
it dark?
We left.
Yeah.
breakfast.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been night. I mean, it's not terribly dark. The moon's out, but yeah,
Okay.
it's nighttime.
I thought we left after
right
breakfast.
left right after breakfast.
I thought I had you guys at night last time. I even
No.
mentioned that.
No, then we
No,
went to
we
bed.
left right after breakfast.
It was still kind of day out, which is
Okay,
fine.
well then forget all of that. The fire just burned a really long time. So it is in fact night now. It passed.
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
totally
I'm, I'm kidding. All right, so it is daytime, as I said.
Because the ritual wasn't going to take very long.
No, I think it probably took maybe an hour to
Okay, so you much
midday?
more appropriate to daytime, and yes, the birds are usually a bit loud. So you're going to cast around for any sign of finch. Let's see, arguing over the modes of travel for hours and hours. That travel discussion. Pat, I'm angry. I didn't think of that first. All right.
Town falls into
Yes, that was much better
We look back,
response than mine.
God.
All right.
Could have been there if we just walked.
Ah, jeez.
No, I mean,
Drab.
just finding a feather of a specific
You
bird.
gonna make me cast locate object, John?
I'm making you do anything.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm looking around hopefully, but
Okay.
I don't find it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll roll a couple more times as you're traveling, but
Yeah. What does this vineyard look like? Exactly.
So up on this sloped hill at the top of a sort of a precipice that almost looks like it was sort of perfectly set there for this manor house that sits up on top of it, overlooks. Well, I love the idea of the circular vineyards. In the very center of the vineyards sit this massive obelisk, and radiating out from it are various different types of grapes, and not just grapes. They grow strawberries and various other fruits that you can make wines out of. There's even a what is bees? An apiary?
Yes.
In a section that you can see for possible mead making and stuff like that. They make a large variety of liquors and such.
But it's absent of workers right now.
It's winter,
Yeah.
so I'd have to imagine it's absent of
Yeah.
workers right now.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious at what it looked like.
There might be the occasional person tending a road to keep it clean.
oh, sure, yeah. I mean,
And
you'll
people
find
I recognize that
Yeah, there's
I greet
travel
on the
in and
road.
around this area. There's small village huts. You see
Yeah.
familiar faces.
Workers for the Devereaux estate that live on the land of it or
Yep.
whatever. Who I imagine are just going about their day. But, yeah.
Wonderful. Great. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on the city as to, in case anything decides to pull itself from this awful hole in the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. Great idea.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. All right, so you keep your eye on it. You're watching.
You hadn't
Yeah.
thought of that as a
Yeah.
DM? Come on. Don't believe that.
The module just said a hole opened. I don't know. Yeah.
Monster just kind of came out.
Yeah.
It was actually a diversion. He came from the sky.
Knowing these folks.
You find dove feathers. You find various signs of animal scat, but nothing of the golden finch variety.
I won't say anything about it. I'm just looking.
All right. You pass, and I mean, you could stop and talk to passersby if you wish. You can visit it, or you can just head straight into the town.
Big hole.
Yeah, I'm pretty firm about not stopping. The
Yeah.
people, if there's anybody that's, no, not even turning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, as you head towards Sandpoint, you make your way to the familiar Eastern Bridge. You've crossed several times, not too far from where the battle was fought with the giants. You still see signs of the wall broken. It's under repair, but it's going to take them a while to undo the damage that was done both by the giants and also, of course, the Red Dragon, not to mention that guy. And so by the time you reach the bridge, you're already getting a bit of attention from the townsfolk. And you see as you get close, several recognize you. And there does start to be a bit of a... there doesn't seem to be any mourning going on. You don't see any signs of that. But there's a bit of a rush as several come over. A little boy comes running up. Cade! Cade!
Huzzah! We're back!
He's just holding out his hands. Make it rain again, Loki Day, Cade. The coins from the look from the sky.
Huzzah! And I throw some copper in the sky.
All right. As Cade does this soon, you recognize several townsfolk. All of them are still a bit wary of Markov, especially as they see the side of his face. They give you sort of more the cursory, perfunctory nod, but they move immediately toward Irda in particular. But there's
and I cast Alter Self before we came into the town. By
oh
the
right,
way.
you've kind of told me
So,
you do that
yeah,
anytime you're around.
just
So
when I'm around
and
children, especially.
and of course many Alcott they know the Devereaux family quite well. How have you been? What's happened there? Are we safe? Have you seen what's going on in the center of town?
That's why we have returned.
Jeez.
Our promise to be kept.
you feel something grab your leg. See a couple little children that are holding onto your leg, hugging you.
Oh, there you go. We're here to save the day.
Where is Father Xanthus?
Kind of a gruff, heavy-set man. You don't recognize him, but he clearly knows who you are. At the cathedral, I'd assume. Spends most of his days there.
We need to get our way to him as quickly as possible.
Let us not. Simeon! He motions to one of the little boys.
Don't forget, who's your favorite pirate, boy?
And boy looks up.
You're the only pirate I know, Cade.
Cade Cardinal, that is. All right, we'll walk off.
And as we got approached, just Markov he had a mantled coat, and he pops the collar up to obscure the bottom half of his face and just kind of pulls the hat down just to obscure the top half and just kind of like backs away from their whole business.
Yeah.
Greatly increasing the congeniality of his demeanor in
Yeah.
so doing. You move through the city, and it's the same scene all throughout. There is a celebration for the return of the heroes. You can just feel like it's a collective sigh of relief from the populace every time you are in the town.
Oh, I throw in some fireworks. Huzzah!
It is the middle of the day, so they won't
Oh,
be too...
never mind. We'll do it tonight.
See, Cade, look up briefly. And looks disappointed and puts his head back down. It's difficult sometimes to get through. I mean, so many people come up to you. You're offered, while Alma is gone, her daughter has taken over the bread shop. You see she comes out, she offers you bread in the same manner that Alma used to do. You see her eyes are puffy. She's still, it's only been, a week or two. So it's still very, very raw for her. But you see, you pass the Rusty Dragon. As you walk past the Rusty Dragon, you see the doors are open. There's a solid group of patrons inside. You can hear the sounds and smell the fresh cooked goods coming from the Rusty Dragon.
Sound like they're happy in there.
And in moments, you find yourself, and so let's see here, we'll go through.
As we're passing by the Rusty Dragon, I get reminded of the money that we're missing, and I say, Ada, there were a number of gemstones in that chest, were there not?
Yes.
I believe so, yes. Should we go get them? Are those more important?
Oh, I wanted to see the Rusty Dragon.
This could potentially aid me greatly in casting certain spells.
I can show you where I hid them.
Yes. Perhaps you two should go and check in on Father Xanthus. We can go and grab necessary components and meet back up.
I guess, if we have to.
Yes. Because as you said, it's important to be serious in a matter like this.
I'll be serious.
Yes.
Just kind of wanted to see the Rusty Dragon, but that's okay. We'll go see Father Xanthus.
Take a look.
It still stands. That's always a good sign.
Hey, but the inside is always much better.
We can celebrate later after
All
we solve this
right.
problem.
Do not tarry. And I'll walk
No
away.
shenanigans, you two.
We don't have time for anything. Go. We will meet you soon.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Going
Headed to the
in-
chest to grab the gold.
Oh, not the chest, but
Because you just said it.
where Irda hid the gems from the chest up in the VIP suite in the Rusty Dragon.
In the Rusty Dragon, all right.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Well, that's where I hid it.
All right. So just give me a moment. I'll get you guys there. So as you head that way, you're now the ones experiencing all of that movement. The townsfolk really, really wanting to talk with you, and we'll hide him. And in moments, you find yourselves inside the Rusty Dragon. You see the business is in fact bustling. It's just shortly before lunch. You have some who are having a late breakfast. Many others are consuming. You can smell fresh cooked lamb. You see there's bread being served, mead all around, and there is a real sense of just life as normal as you walk inside the tavern. Several eyes go up again, particularly toward Irda, while you are a local landholder and noble. She is a local celebrity, and she appears to be more preferred of the
I've
two.
got a statue too, but whatever.
And so in moments, you pass through the common room. As you do so, Several of the patrons recognize you. One lean man, he looks over. He's got a scar. You can see it's still freshly healing, and he must have fought in the battle for the giants. He looks up. Oh, you're back. Thank the gods. What a time we've had. Will you be staying with us for some time? You're here, then they're gone. It's always better when you're here.
Well, we are here for at least now. We do not know how long we will be here for, but they're a pressing situation,
I
obviously.
can promise you this. The Devereaux will always be watching over this town.
And the others as well, right?
Of course.
And the other families as well, yes.
Nobody really knows what a powerful mage you are. They saw little hints of it in the battle, but
We've also
you're still seen as the local boy,
Yeah.
the aristocratic.
They'll see. I'll give them a glimpse.
All right, so you make your way straight upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. The moment you find your way up, you open the door to the suite. As you slide open the door to the suite, the sounds of the tavern below kind of retreat and get a bit quieter, and you see the room just as you left it.
Perfect.
Was
All right.
all of my mother and sister's stuff just strewn about the room?
Yeah, you walk in, you see there was sign of a struggle here. You see some of their goods and items. You can see at one point, it looks like nails. Your mother tried to grip the door frame and scratch the door frame with her nails. But otherwise, the room looks unmolested.
You'll also see the crumpled up note on the floor that was left behind that
That's
you
right.
found.
That's right.
So I imagine that you open the door kind of confidently walking in because you've already seen this.
Yeah.
The moment it opens, Alcott just stops.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it would.
I should have thought to warn you.
It's okay. I would have thought that the staff would have cleaned it.
I think Kay told them not to.
It's probably smart. Let's get what we came for and leave.
Of course. And Irda, she remembers that like the linen chest is basically where most of the gold and platinum was put, which is not what she's going for, and instead, the fireplace, which has no fire in it at this point,
Right.
it's just the logs. She kind of shifts the logs to the side and kind of to the left hand side, digs through some of the soot and finds the bag of gems and pulls that out.
And Alcott will sort of, standing in the center of the room, taking in all of the stuff around him, will just sort of begin to piece together in his mind what happened. Like, almost like watching it play back in his head. And he'll look around and eventually notice a couple scraps of clothing from his sister and the claw marks and the note on the ground. And he'll just say to Irda, diamonds if you can find them. They're the most useful. And he'll just sort of reach down and pick up the note. And slowly open it up.
And it says, we have your mother and sister, or, yes, your mother and sister, bring the gold, B7.
Could be useful. They signed it.
Right. And Irda will go through the bag of gems. I don't remember if we ever figured out what was in there. It was just kind of quickly tossed to the side.
Are you gonna take the time to appraise them, or
Not
just glance
appraise
at
them,
them?
just kind of look to see what's in. Like,
Yeah, it's
what's
a
in-
sack of looks like some semi-precious, but some quite valuable. You see some diamond in there. You see ruby, maybe even a couple of sapphire and emerald stones all jumbled together in the bag.
Here's the diamonds, but it's all.
Yes, that's probably
Take it
best to
all.
keep it in one. Is my mother's brooch still here?
I don't know.
And sorry,
I
I don't want them to be forgotten.
Can you? I can't remember the locate object
Again,
to see if it's here because I don't. I think I didn't notice it when.
it seemed important to her. And if you can find, my sister had a magnifying glass that she loved.
Of course. And Irda will immediately start kind of going digging around the room to see if she can locate this little magnifying glass that belonged to Alexiana.
And Alcott will do the same, hoping to not have to cast a spell to do so.
Yeah, so as you do, you actually find tucked under the covers on one end of the bed, there's a small child's doll, and the magnifying glass sits next to it.
And Irda will lift these things with a very delicate, like, touch. She, I mean, it's almost like reverently. She takes these into her hands. I found these for you.
I didn't take it. The brooch, do I happen to find that? I'm not going to cast locate object just yet if I can search around.
You see no sign of the brooch.
Then I will take out the twig, place it in my hand, say Repario Tutela, and hope to find it.
Okay, you cast, concentrating for a moment, and as you do so, you don't sense it.
Okay. Then, can I... Is any of Mariana's jewelry around? Just a keepsake. That's all I'm looking for.
So she, as you look around, she obviously didn't bring anything with her of that nature, and whatever she was wearing remained with her when she was taken out. So it wouldn't take you much intuition to presume that unless there was a separate staging location, wherever she was taken, tortured, she was disrobed, everything was taken, that's probably where it is, but you don't sense it.
Maybe a hair clip, just anything. Any keepsake. I mean, they planned on staying here for more than one day, so...
Well, you find, they have a handful of clothes that they had prepared. She's got a hairbrush that she left there, basic sort of garments. You also find a broken fingernail on the floor by the door.
Maybe not that. I'll take the hairbrush.
Okay.
And the magnifying glass. And Alcott will take a bit of rope and affix them to his hip. The magnifying glass and the brush tied through. And he'll just let them sit there.
Okay.
They'll always be with me.
Of course.
They're never gone if they're not forgotten.
Exactly, and we will never forget them.
We need to get back.
Yes, of course.
So, go ahead.
Poof, dimension door.
Two.
The church, as close to as I can get from.
Okay.
Walking is so out of style.
There's a hole in the ground.
You told us not to tarry!
I guess you did follow
Walking
orders.
is so out of style. I love it. All right. Let's switch now. Cade and Markov, as you see the newly constructed Cathedral of Sandpoint. Of course, you'll recall that's where our adventure began some 85 episodes ago, and 250 plus hours of gaming, and many months, probably getting close to 2 years now, I think.
It's over.
Is it over 2 years? Yeah, we've run this.
It started in 2019.
There is a sense of there's a sense of nostalgia as you walk through the courtyard, remembering where the mayor once stood and spoke, and the thunderclap of the stone that had gone off, and Solomon darting off and saving, and Ixon when he still seemed a quirky
Like a
but
friend.
pleasant fellow.
So many memories here.
And you approach the great cathedral, now stone, of course, because the other cathedral had been wood and had burned down in a horrible accident, killing the previous priest and others inside. Father Tobias, whose very bones were exhumed, you remember that many months ago. Now as you approach, you see the 7 entrances, one for each of the gods of Galarian, and you walk in through the front entrance. You see the main temple chamber is somewhat empty. You don't see any parishioners, but you do see standing at standing right in front of the altar some familiar faces. You see, hang on here, let me pull this up real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Where is the one I want? Maybe it was this here.
10
Oh.
hours of Gregorian chants. So you know how I made the Alcott playlist, John?
Yes.
I sent it to Chandler, and he was like, "Oh, sick, I got this. It's easy." Sent me 10 hours of Gregorian chants for Markov, and that's all that it is.
Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. I normally know exactly where this is, and I do it instantaneously. I hate it when any of my little things create a disruption.
I do want to do this, though, because at this point, the two of us have created Spotify playlists for our
Three of
characters.
us.
Did you make one?
The Gregorian chant.
I'm not counting
Yes.
that.
I actually found 2 perfect songs for Cade, by the way.
Yeah.
One is called Liar, and it is a sea shanty sort of
It's
style
really
song,
good.
and one's called Ship in a Bottle, and it's also like perfect Cade song.
I think it'd be fun to post.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
do it.
As you walk
They're fun.
inside
I'll send you those songs.
the Cathedral of Sandpoint, you immediately see the looks on the faces. Unlike the townsfolk who seem to be going about their business, Sheriff Hemlock, his swarthy skin and strong stature stands on one side, his eyes level, gazing with a look that could only be described as concern. Father Xantus looks as though he's grayed a bit since you last saw him, even though it's not been that long. His shoulders are stooped. The habit of his robe looks like it's wrinkled heavily. He may have slept in it for several nights in a row. But you do see also Mayor Kendra. And she looks,
That poor me.
while beautiful as always, dark hollows under her eyes. Her hair is coiffed neatly. Her dress is cleaned. She's done everything on the outside that she can, but her eyes look hollowed and haunted as you step inside the cathedral. There's a visible relief as Cade walks in, then Markov somewhat less so, and then there's an expectancy in their eyes as they continue to look at the open doorway.
We must be respectful. Be on your best behavior.
Markov in a church?
And my hat is
Yeah.
off, obviously.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Kate didn't look backward when he said that.
Yeah.
He just said it.
Good advice.
He just
Yeah.
Cade's heard it so many times in other people.
Yeah.
I'll
Parroting.
walk up to them and extend a hand to the priest.
As you step up, Father Xanthus, he looks up at you. He says, "Welcome, my son. Your travels have... Please, Ida, Alcott, are they still with us?"
They are fine. They are on their way.
The other heroes of Sandpoint
Thank you,
are on
Desna.
their way.
May I introduce myself? I am Markov. I am from the Iomedean Diocese of Magnamar. I'm in the company of your heroes of the town. I hope that we can come and deliver your city from evil. Who am I standing in front of? Who am I getting audience of?
The priest bows. I am Father Xanthus. I lead the temple here, following my predecessor, Father Tobias. As he leans down, you see he's a taller man, but frail. His shoulders slightly stooped, and he winces a bit as he stands back up, as though the burden of what he has carried, even in his short time here, as the leader of the faith in Sandpoint, has weighed heavily upon him. Even as he says this, the man to his right, your left, takes a broad step over towards you, and he is not dressed as finely as you see here, but you get the idea. He steps up towards you, and in a deep baritone voice, he looks over at you, offers a thick-set, heavy hand. "I am Sheriff Hemlock.
Good to meet you, sir. And you are the law of this town?
I am. We have had much to deal with of late, but my men, they are doing their best. We can use the reinforcements."
Good. And madam, I motioned to her. You said there was a lady.
Yeah, so the mayor, she gives kind of a demure step over, and as she looks up at you, you see again what I referenced before, the sort of hollowed eyes, but extremely fine features. And she says, "Well met, Sir Markov. Any friend of the heroes of Sandpoint is a friend to this city and of mine. You have come once again in a time of need.
Will we expect to see Irda and Alcott?
Very soon. They were taking a moment at the Rusty Dragon to get some equipment. They are well armed and prepared. And, Kate, I did not mean to speak on your behalf here. I simply wanted to make sure I knew who we were here for. Who here is the one that carries authority for the well-being of the people? I look between these three leaders of town.
They exchange glances.
Oh, the mayor.
And there's a bit of a smirk. The sheriff, I carry the well-being of their safety and the rule of law. Father Xantas, for the well-being of their faith and their spirit. And Mayor Devereaux, for commerce.
Not Devereaux, right?
I'm sorry, that's no.
What?
Mayor Kendra, for the well-being of commerce and over governance of the city.
Then I speak to the three faces of justice. It is wonderful to make your acquaintance. Who has been to this hole, the wound of Sandpoint? Surely, Sheriff, your men have investigated this?
The father nods. This is why I summoned you. And he looks over. He exchanges a glance. At this moment, you hear a bit of laughter. No, because they couldn't quite get that far.
Yeah.
And Alcott and Irda come walking in the back of the temple.
Okay.
How close did we get?
I mean, this is role play, so you guys do what you want. There's no combat happening here. You guys can do it in whatever sort of cinematic fashion you desire.
Something going on?
Maybe.
Something I need to worry about?
Well, now that my friend has long-winded himself, it's good to see you again, Sheriff. We've been on
It's
our
not in chat.
journeys and we've gained lots of experience and come back to help.
First of all, as DM, I love that you just made long-winded a verb. That was awesome. And then,
Very Shakespearean of you.
yeah.
Anything could be a verb if you're brave enough.
I'm the bravest of them all.
There's a bit of a smirk as Alcott and Irda come walking up. Even though I know this is likely not your current form, Irda, I do have to show you something. I don't know if this is new or not. Samuel L. Jackson. Batman. Sorry, I just saw the chat. So, Irda, we're going to use this mini for you from now on. As Tailspire continues to expand.
There's a weenie one. There's a weenie one.
It doesn't have an axe, but still works. Got the shield.
But
Come on,
See,
we're so.
eventually, once the hero forges it, I can just make my
Yeah.
own and stick
And if you haven't seen, I mean, they are so close now with Hero Forge.
Good, because
There's
then we can actually have Alcott in there, too.
a beta is opening up very soon. So now
Oh, it's so good.
the party stands in
Better
front
get on that beta, John.
of the leaders. I will. Leaders of Sandpoint.
Oh, yeah, and Irda hadn't put her wings away.
Yeah.
She
And
forgot.
but
have
I
arrived.
have a Hero Forge Irda already. I know. That's good. So you can have the physical, and then we can export whatever's been created into
I have two of
Tailspire.
them myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I've got a gorgeous
You have a
one
wingless
right
one?
here.
Oh, sweet.
So
She's missing.
this is the Irda Hero Forge physical mini, if you haven't seen that before. All right, so I'm sorry. We're back to the action. So, Cade, you said my long-winded friend.
He long-winded you.
He
Long-winded you, yeah. The sheriff, he gives sort of a bemused smile. Cade, your spirit is missed in our city. It is good to have you here. Yes, I have seen. It was yesterday. The hole opened up in our city. Right beneath the glassworks. All gone. The entire town block gone.
Did
The
anyone
people
go with it?
gone.
Goodness.
I sent my guards to investigate. Gone. It has all been roped off now. And we need your help.
Good.
How closely have people been able to approach before disappearing?
They do not disappear. When they approach and try to enter, they never come out.
I might have some theories about that. Potentially. What exact time did this occur?
It was shortly before nightfall yesterday.
That is when we entered the pocket plane.
The light that had been in our skies, it was going to the glass point, or the glass works.
Yes.
When this happened, the light disappeared.
Are you able to still cast message again today?
Yes. Oh, sending?
Interesting.
Yes,
Let me ask, which of you knows the most about this town's history?
They look around. There's sort of a humble shrug. Father Xanthus says, well, all of us have lived our lives here, but I learned much from my predecessor, Father Tobias, and he passed down much of the history of our town, including the late unpleasantness.
The glassworks, how long has it been there?
That has been for now 2 generations.
Yes, okay. Do you know what stood there before the glassworks was built?
Can I roll to answer before any of them do?
Sure. Yeah, you can do knowledge local.
Just because I think that'd be a fun little character thing. Not because Alcott's a butt, but maybe he is a little bit.
Smart man alert.
I know things.
I know things. 15,
Yeah, I mean,
and I drink sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know well. This was part of sort of the secondary expansion of Sandpoint. So the town is not that old, and so it was roughly 60 years ago, 70 years ago, as the town expanded toward the south. The glassworks was erected with various homes and whatnot around it.
Open land.
Open land. But one of the beams in the sky led to it.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get much information from inside of the glassworks anymore.
No, something tells me it wasn't what was inside the glassworks. Something says it might have been what was below the glassworks.
Shalelu was heading towards another one of those lights.
Yes.
Now, wait, so because this party is made up of, 2 individuals who were not there for that first episode, I don't know how much you recall, but I think it's been shared with you when he says under the glassworks, you recall quite clearly this is where you went back then. You found that, okay, right.
There's the creature.
So they've been beneath the glassworks
Isn't
before.
that where Wraithy pulled out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Owen's
Oh,
throat.
so when he says that, okay, yes. No, I was trying to remember.
And then there was
There's been some goings-ons below those glassworks. Let me tell you.
there was the like the ghoul underneath and the under and then there's the creepy goblin abomination. thing.
Remember where I told you about Wraithy pulling out the throats? That happened there.
A Wraithy. I'm trying to remember.
She was part of our group.
She was the.
She was a paladin. Was being the keyword there.
She turned dark.
She sort of turned her back on everything that meant to be a paladin.
Was it natural tunnels? Describe what it looked like?
It was
Creepy.
strange. There was a giant pit. I did not have time to explore much of the upper parts of the glassworks.
Whatever happened fast, and we were out of there fast.
Solomon and I were following behind
Rip Solomon.
the rest of them to try to catch up to see what was going on because we were curious. And we found actually Cade and Ixen stuck in this pit. They had been apparently pushed down in there by Wraithy. And Thovin's body was thrown in there with them, and then Wraithy and this druid girl called Prewin, they left.
Oh, the
together.
flower throwing girl.
I'll just look at Alcott, know it like askance, and say, pit may be the wrong word. Well may be a better term for it. What do you think? I feel like your mind is similarly.
It is on that, yes.
Let's see. Continue. Yeah.
I step over to Mayor Kendra. Mayor Kendra,
Yes, Kate.
I held out my hand. A beautiful woman of power is the most beautiful woman, and I kiss her hand.
Stay focused, Alcott and Irda.
roll diplomacy.
But it's outside the party, you see.
But if Cade doesn't,
Yes.
it's all right. Yeah.
You don't date coworkers.
Everyone is our coworker.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
16 plus?
Add your diplomacy. Yeah.
What's my diplomacy, folks?
Really good, if
It's
I
a
remember.
lot,
It's like
yeah.
plus 15 or
I think
something.
it is.
What was the Runelords?
It's at the top.
I know, my screen was
Cade might
turning
not
in.
be wise, but he's quite charming.
Oh, 32. Boy, I charmed the socks off her.
You see, actually, though the dark circles and little crow's feet forming around her face, there's a slight flush to her cheeks, and she smiles as she offers you her hand.
Get a room, you two.
He has a whole inn. He's fine.
I have lots of rooms. Oh, God. Don't worry about
That was not in character.
that conversation had better not be happening in front.
No.
Certainly not in front of the mayor. Father, what do you know of Thessalonian involvement in this town historically?
Oh, well, just, of course, we all know the old clock tower. It's Thessalonian.
Was it a lighthouse or a clock tower?
Lighthouse, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Lighthouse, yeah. I'm confusing with the
You're
clock
good.
tower in Magnamar. Lighthouse was a remnant of the ancients, and most of that architecture's in Magnamar.
And Thistletop?
Yes, this will top nearby. We have been involved with Thessalonian goings-on recently.
Goings on of people dead 10,000 years.
More like saved for a while.
It is potentially possible that the Runelords are being brought back.
They
He starts to scoff, then he catches himself when he remembers who he's talking to.
From what we've gathered, they created these wells to preserve themselves, so that they could
Places of
come
great
back.
power.
Surely even the Thessalonians, for all their wondrous works and rumored magics, after 10 eons, any such well would have run dry.
Look outside your door and ask yourself the same question. Father Xanthus, you're a wise man. Piece it together.
We have seen enemies before. There have been ruins on this land and dragons. What makes you think all what we have seen is horrible? It could be connected with such an ancient people.
Because their symbology has been popping up at every place we
Cultists
go.
and zealots called the Brothers Seven. Do I recognize any
Yeah.
reaction to that?
Not at all. Not even close. Like he looks at you blankly.
They've been attempting to bring about sin
Do you
in our world. A power of magic that I am not aware of, that to bring life back into these Runelords.
Sheriff
It's-
Hemlock, do you remember the murders? The awful murders that happened?
He looks like highly offended with the question.
The symbols that were in their chests, that is all tied to these cultists. That's all
These
part-
stars that were carved into their
Exactly.
bodies.
Ruins.
This is these Sahedron runes. They are all tied to these the cultists, the Brother Seven. They represent. They place these markings on people that represented various sins: wrath, lust, pride.
Scratches his
Greed.
balding pate.
It all has for all across the lands. It's all been tied together.
The destruction of Sandpoint by giants, the flooding of Turtleback Ferry.
It's a lot for all of them to
Yeah.
take in. Go ahead.
I was going to say, sadly, it looks like your forefathers chose the wrong place to settle. You may not have known it, but underneath your very feet stood one of these rune wells, very likely. And perhaps, from what we discovered from your erstwhile party member, they didn't just pick it by accident. Some people were led here to protect the land for their forthcoming. It's unsurprising that so much awfulness has happened here. It was all in preparation. And I'm sorry that you all have to bear the payment.
The mayor, she looks at you. Before we speak more of that, you took your journey north.
any sign of our people, the ones carried off by the dragon? What did you find there?
We found nothing. The dragon came to us at the fort, formerly Fort Rennick, now Fort von Frost. It attacked us there, but we know nothing of what
And I
happened.
jumped off a wall and killed it and stabbed it, and we conquered it.
Cade,
We conquered it together.
what did Caden say?
Together, I said together.
A little sizzle in the back of your head for a second.
I'm going to just pull out the dragon's tooth that I have from that encounter and say, this is what is left of your menace.
But for Alma and Brother Quinn, I do not know. We did not find them.
Well, we can only hope for the best against all contrary likelihood. Back to what you have said, even if what you say is true, which seems like more than a child's fairy tale.
We've only scratched the surface, sir.
Ma'am.
But ma'am, or what?
Yeah.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry, was my voice acting that bad?
we have only scratched the surface. I got more stories to tell you, maybe at the Rusty Dragon later, but I have more.
Can I buy you a
play
drink?
Cade so well.
What are you doing later?
even even if these tales of ancient wizards and wells and things beneath the ground, what can we do if such things are true?
I'm not even sure we know, but we'll form a plan.
Such things were brought to an end before, they can be again. We can learn from the past. Is there a library in town? Somewhere to...
Well, there's Brother Quinn's shop.
There's a bookshop.
Could be a good place to look.
He's got a lot of very interesting books. And the man himself would be much more helpful. He knew everything that was in there.
You and he might get along quite well, Markov.
Yeah, true.
Perhaps. The libraries at Magnamar would serve us better, but we are needed here.
But there might be hidden treasure.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
the first and foremost thing we need to do is keep the town morale in check.
It seems we have been through so much lately that even a few lost people in a hole in our town, morale seems fine.
We
But
must hold on to our virtue as much as we can. These beings seek evil and sin. Keep the town positive. While we do what work we can.
That is a great point, Alcott.
I say we throw a party upon our arrival. For our arrival.
I find myself in disagreement.
Of course you do. You don't like to party. What do you say, Mayor Kendra?
it was my hope, Cade, that less energy would be placed toward revelry and more to find what that hole in the middle of our city is.
It was a good idea, Cade, and this
Perhaps-
is a complicated issue.
When this is done,
Just trying to keep the people's morale.
Of course.
I'll speak up. I would advise the three faces of justice in this town to know this. You may not know me, but I have traveled on behalf of the Iomedean Diocese, and I have seen evil tear towns apart. It is important to stay vigilant to see if any of them are somehow subverting your populace. Sheriff, I would...
What do you mean, subverting?
Evil has many faces. I would make sure that your guards and the citizens report any such sin, anything that seems off. You must keep a watchful eye. There is a gaping wound in your city.
And if you have an inkling if anybody is, we have ways of finding things out. Right, Alcott? Right, Mark?
What do you mean when you say sin? If it is breaking of the law, I always look for these things.
Yes, and I would not say otherwise. You seem like a just man. I am telling you that while there is a literal hole in the middle of this city, there might have been things that have made their way out. And you want to make sure that they have not.
His brow creases at that.
Also, as we've learned, not only can they have just if any citizens start acting strangely, keep note of that too. Because they can also take on the guise of the people here.
And of the heroes.
Perhaps impose a curfew on the town, temporarily.
He looks over at the mayor. She looks back.
Let us confer on this. Such measures are not like our little town, but perhaps.
Father Xanthus looks up. He's obviously been processing everything that you've been saying.
Are you suggesting then that this all has to do with where our town was built? Could this somehow be connected to the late unpleasantness, the scribbler, the chopper, the burning of our cathedral? You think this is somehow connected?
Is it a cover?
It all
Yes.
seems to be tied together.
Yes, ask yourself if you found yourself on the side of evil and you wanted to disrupt the town that held one vast vault of magic for you, would you not destroy a house of faith within in the hopes that it may not be rebuilt? Would you not disturb the populace so that they may not grow strong to fight you?
And what will you do?
Fight back.
How can you fight something like this?
It's not our first time around.
I appreciate what your coin has done for your family, but we cannot buy our way out of this, oh God. I would not see more hurt upon your family. I heard about what your father did, what was done to him in Magnamar.
You must not have heard the rest. Under the watchful eye of your sheriff, not only was his father taken from him, but his mother.
That is unfair, Markov.
I don't know what you mean, sir.
He was not set to guard his mother. She was kept in the...
Allow me. I'm certain you are all aware when Roderick passed months back.
I'm sorry, that was I didn't mean to
You're all
laugh at
good.
that. It was stupid
Yeah.
Pat
And
draws.
As you have mentioned, you are all aware of when my father Edwin passed.
Of course.
My mother and sister have recently passed as well.
All three of them, they look down.
Your whole family.
I am the last.
But what? How? What? They were harmless people.
That is the
Do you
work of-
remember the story of how the Devereaux made their way here? Tiberian ships sank in the bay.
I remember something of a shipwreck and a bird. Your crest.
What we thought was a miracle turned out to be a lie.
They all look just completely confused.
As you should be. Darkness has found its way over the town of Sandpoint since its creation. It was not picked on accident, it would seem.
Yes, there are things in this town that wish to lie to us, and I'll take out from one of my monsters' journal things like this. Was that not what the imp looked like?
Yes.
Hidden amongst your fair town,
What is this?
an infernal
This is in our town?
Was.
was.
Like I said, this is not our first time around. Do not doubt my dedication to this cause. I know my father's motivation might have been more questionable. Mine has been unwavering.
Forgive me. I worry for your safety. The training of a life of leisure is no place for these dangers. I know you've learned some magic, but
He's brilliant.
he's always been brilliant.
No,
But a mind
the power
does not hold to a claw or a
you
sword.
don't understand. His magic is incredible, and he can protect you all as good as any of the rest of us can.
He's the last of his family.
And I will make sure he does not die.
And perhaps his soul is strongest for still choosing to fight in the face of such loss.
You are not wrong.
And me adventures may have started out for the coin, but the things me eyes have seen,
Cade's like, and let's make it about me really quick.
I've changed my mind, and I trust in our group.
Of everything said, that seems to be the most impressive to them. She looks over at you.
Then, if even a besotted, drunken, rum and coin-addled pirate
Thank you, ma'am.
He's not insulted by any of that. Accurate.
That sounds good. These all sound like
I
compliments,
resemble
right?
those remarks.
Resemble.
As they all stand around, it seems like they're at a loss for words. Finally, the sheriff shrugs his massive shoulders. Beyond this character you speak of, and watching for strange behavior, what can we do to help?
Guard the edges. Keeping a watchful eye on this hole.
And if you find anyone that you suspect may have been compromised, should Father Xantus allow me, I can stay in this chapel and I can determine their loyalties.
He's very good at getting secrets.
I will not have torture in these walls.
No torture is necessary, sir.
We don't consider it torture.
No torture is necessary.
His eyes come back and forth.
Iomade has given me keen eyes to see people's misgivings.
This would be my job. The sheriff speaks up. If we find such, we will keep them in our prisons until you can talk to them.
This seems fair. Thank you. And I appreciate your town playing host to a servant of the Diocese of Magnamore.
Xantus,
Yes, my
this
son.
chapel was built to all of the gods of Golarion. Any who wish in Sandpoint to pray can come here.
Yes, not all the gods, just the 7 we worship here, the good ones.
And I look around, and do I see Caden and
yeah.
all of our 4 people?
Yeah, No, actually, you don't see Abadar.
Yeah,
Abadar
he's
is
not a good
and he's also unknown,
Okay.
sort of. Yeah. So, but you do see Iomade. You see
Iomade and Saren Ray
yeah,
and
yeah.
Caden. You know Ida is blessed by Saren Ray. Markov has mentioned his ties to Iomade. Caden has recently blessed our friend Cade.
Huzzah, huzzah.
An honest
I had my
surprise
own
to
god.
us all.
Pretty cool.
I've heard stranger things today.
And I recently find myself in the company of Abaddon.
They kind of.
The old god.
Guardian of cities, protector of the first vault.
How did you... I didn't think he had any new worshippers.
My father was a worshipper. I picked it up along the way, I guess. But we have witnessed miracles occurring. When Cade tells you we have stories, do not doubt that that is entirely true. You might not have seen much of what we have done, might not have seen much of what I have done. The months I have spent away from this town, my years at college taught me magic, but after my return, I have learned more of this world than I have learned in years. We are here. protect.
As you say these words, they all make eye contact one more time, and there's sort of you can see a sense of collective sigh. Finally, the mayor speaks up.
Then we are in your hands. Whatever you need, be careful.
I'm going to head to the blacksmith. I have some work I need him to take.
I'll join you shortly. I must take a moment to myself.
Father Zendos, may I speak with you in private?
Of course, my child.
All right. So we're going to go to break here in a second. We come back from break. We're going to have our announcements on our giveaways. I want to say thank you to everybody that's following us today. Thank you for all the folks that have tuned in. The chat has been fantastic. Hey, good to see you as well, Cameron. All the people that popped in I didn't see earlier. My apologies, but thank you so much. We do want to mention that we have some fan art that's been posted in our Discord. So let me pull the right one up. Thank you very much to Pat Draws. And by the way, if you want to see sort of what his process is for creating this really cool fan art, he's going to be with us on Wednesday for our Lore Master Arcanum, dealing with creative art and fan art, and talking about not just the style and the technique, but how his very disturbed mind works to create the things he creates and the humor that he puts into all that he does. So we're going to be featuring, as we have with Mike Disney, Chandler, other artists, whatever their medium may be. I'd even like to get, if I can probably pull Mike Disney in, I think a how to make cool stuff for your minis from green stuff would be an awesome episode, even though no one likes working with green stuff. But thank you so much. Hey, thank you for the sub, Cyanokin. We appreciate that. And I'm going with R rating for the rest of the stream. I'm sorry. No. All right. So as we get ready to head to break, we do have one question for you. If you're watching today's stream and you haven't followed, we did have Death. I want to make sure I have the name right. Something about Death earlier. Death Surrealish popped in. Also was a first-time chatter. Good to have you with us. But if anyone else is watching and you haven't followed, if you're a follower and you have not subbed, or if you are a sub whose sub has expired, we have one question for you here today at Blue Box. What are you doing? Blue Box will be right back. We'll leave the mics hot, and we're going to talk a little bit of strategy as well while we're on mic.
So Alcott would have absolutely picked up a
Weaponized
bunch
dice
of
have
gold
a
before
question.
leaving as well,
Okay,
just because
yeah,
money is useful.
it was
and
all
we're
in that-
in town.
Yeah,
like-
it was like I said, it was all in that linen
Yeah.
chest at the foot of the bed.
So we have 6,000 platinum.
Did you see weaponized?
Yeah. Thank you.
How much do I want to take?
All right, while you're thinking about that, weaponized eyes.
Well, 'cause
Yes,
like,
so
one of us can go
so
back.
your Twitch sub prime, you're trying to switch it
But
over.
Yeah, we literally just.
I know how to do Twitch sub prime. I don't know how to switch one over. If anybody in the chat can help him.
You make a spell.
If nobody in the chat
It's
can
already
answer,
started
as soon as
reading.
we're back from the break, I'm sure one of my players can help answer that question. I've only had one Twitch subprime. I've never tried to switch it, so I'm not sure how to do that. But we'll get you that answer. And thank you again, everybody that's watching and that's followed. Thank you for the Chaosic, for the bits. Cade deeply appreciates the bitties.
It's really cute. From Tuesday night.
The bitties.
Someone clipped it. Hold
All
on.
right, so we'll.
Watch this. I have to turn the sound on.
I think you have to wait till it's over and then sub here. Is that it, Patrick?
It was Esther in the background on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, we need to put that in the stream. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That could
Yep.
be like our
Clip
our
that.
audio clip.
It's clipped. Yeah.
Very cool.
I think Biggie Paw was the one that clipped it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Like right after.
She's the best. I'll
She
grab.
knows what to do.
I'll grab 1,000 platinum.
She was really mad at me because we didn't do it on Wednesday night last week. She was like, "But I wanted to do. What are you doing again?" I was like,
Yeah, Wednesday night ended like right on the money.
"Yeah.
That was fun.
Yes, it was."
Y'all did. That was really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought that was fun. Way more fun than I ever thought I'd have talking about druids.
Druids are great.
Shut your mouth. I love druids.
I mean, they're just basically super nature clerics.
Mm-hmm.
Since they used to be a subclass of cleric.
Right.
Also, I didn't realize until I was reading that Dragon magazine. The 39, I think it was, or 30.
33? No, 39. It was 39.
There was actually a question about druids in the question and answer section at the very beginning, and apparently because I didn't play 1E 2E, but back then the only humans could be druids. You couldn't have.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
Because someone had asked about it, like, is it possible? And it's like, no, you can.
Yeah,
have
you had a lot more of that restriction.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about how 5e has sort of removed every restriction, but even something like 3.5 had a lot more openness than.
I mean, it kept the alignment restriction, but it allowed because both Vivi and I are elves.
Yeah.
That are druids. So.
No, you had if you like we've talked about this before. You go back to the basic and expert edition, elf and dwarf were class and race, and you had very strict, and a lot of that was sort of they had rationale for each of those restrictions, and many of those have stuck. And I like to play with, even when I did the Greyhawk Awakening, I had a chart for you guys of which races and which classes could be matched together.
I think that's totally fine in any system for a DM to do. It doesn't make sense for this specific race to be this specific whatever.
I just
or this
thought it was
class
interesting because
it's awesome stuff. Like learning the history of the game that we play is really cool.
Well, and the Dragon magazines are kind of like the history.
There's there's so much content in D&D.
Right. Exactly.
It's awesome that it's all free to read.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Well, and it goes up to 3.5 and everything is in there too, so you can see
cool
as
stuff.
the rules have changed and all that. Yes, I did see you had posted the updated Irda Mini pat draws. Thank you for that.
This is a cool spell.
You say that about all your spells.
All
They're
magic
all
is
cool.
cool. I love being a wizard.
Magic is cool, y'all.
I can set everyone's weapons on fire. It also gives you the ability to cast Scorching Ray once. Yeah, it's actually really neat.
Okay, so you are going to the blacksmith?
I'll be joining him.
Both going to the
I
blacksmith.
have a
I'm
little
just beating
thing
him.
that I've prepared for today because I knew we were coming to a shrine of Ioma Day.
Yeah, all right.
So you can come in and write something that's really epic and cool and long.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not like any of us else have written things outside of the thing and brought it in ever. I mean, who does that?
It honestly it ought not be too long at all.
No, okay.
My
All right. So
handwriting
what are you going to do at the blacksmiths? Because I don't want to role play all of these different things. So
I want him to create some spell components.
okay.
A tuning fork.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Just a tuning fork. Doesn't matter what. Nope. Doesn't matter what material. Just a tuning fork.
Okay.
Will come in very useful if necessary.
Do you have that spell?
And I have something to add to
Seventh
the
level
blacksmith order after he's done
That's-
too,
that's
because
not-
I'll be there as well.
Very useful. I also. Alcott is working on creating a spell of his own. We'll need a rather expensive miniature arbalest and miniature sword.
We're not role playing this, but he looks at you like very perplexed.
I need you to make
why-
some
why-
minis for my tabletop.
Yeah, what-
Yep,
yeah.
tiny tabletop game I'm playing. I hand him 25 platinum and I say melt this down and make a sword out of it because it has to be worth 250 gold. And then I give him 500 platinum and I say make the arbalest out of that.
He
It's beautiful.
he looks utterly befuddled.
I can assist.
So again, we're not role playing this, but you're making me role play it.
You're the one who started the roleplay, John.
Well,
You
you're
said he
right.
looks utterly befuddled.
Well, all right, I know. So I know I did. So what do you?
You've implied roleplay.
Yeah, I know I did. So you asked him to do this right now?
I'm essentially I will create a mold using stone shape.
Okay.
I will make molds for him out of the shape that I want. I simply want him to melt down platinum and pour it into the molds.
So that it'll be strong enough
Okay.
to...
All right. You can do that, and he informs you it'll take him.
What are we doing?
No,
We're just talking about kind of
what he's
tabletopping.
doing before we come off a break.
Yeah, on break.
Because we're all separate. So he tells you, with the molds created, it can be done, but there's still there's the heating, the melting, the cooling, and then there's some post finishing and whatnot.
Of course.
He needs. He asks for 2 days.
2 days?
He has other work as well.
I'll pay him a heck of a lot of money to make it happen as quickly as possible before nightfall, if he can.
Before nightfall.
Like I said, I'm
That's quite the
making
rush
molds for
order.
him. I mean, it's midday.
Blacksmith can take a minute, especially without machine tools and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, he's given him molds, but even so, like a mold for an arbalest, that's a complex item. You can't create
It would
the.
be a multi-piece.
Yeah,
mold.
it's. I mean, he tells you can have the sword done by that night, but the arbalest is going to take at least 2 days of work.
If he can have the arbalest done partway through tomorrow, I'll make it very worth his while.
Rich man has rich money.
Okay. All right.
If we don't spend it, then
and
what
Kate,
use
what are
is
you
it?
doing? So he's staying behind in the temple. Markov is to worship. She is having a conversation she wants to have with Father Xantus
And
alone.
then I wanted to go to the blacksmith as well after.
And I also want
I
to
need
get
Everybody
the
going
blacksmith.
Well,
All
I
right.
need to get my breastplate.
So
repaired.
let's just I want to resolve
Oh, well.
the
The
blacksmith
blacksmith.
separately as more of a transactional item
Yeah.
because there's so much to be
Yeah,
done.
for sure.
Kate, what are you doing?
It's still beat
Still day, right?
Uh-huh. Shortly after midday.
Spending multiple
Talk to
days.
Caden.
Well,
Okay.
where would I find to talk to Caitlin?
In the church.
Well, there's
Or the bar.
In my rusty dragon?
Yeah.
when you say talk to Caden, that doesn't necessarily
That'd be
mean
the
that
perfect
you'll
place
see
to
him,
make
but
a
you
shrine
like
for
you can
Caden.
pray to him.
But no, I was actually, even before he said that, gonna ask if there was a way to summon Caden to talk to him.
Okay, we're gonna come back from break now.
That's quite an ask. Summon a god at my feet.
I need you right now. Are you free?
Tell me you, Jenny, can you think of a way to do that right now?
I love how Cade is basically acquiring all these bars, which means he's basically creating temples to his god.
Yep. No, he is.
Exactly.
These are the-
That's
This
exactly
is
how
my
it worked
church.
out. All right, so
Unintentionally. Yes.
as we're back from break,
here to
I was accused by Pat Draws of ignoring a piece of fan art he did earlier in the week, and I
Glitter
was
Bomb
not.
John.
This is his latest Glitter Bomb John fan art, so thank you very much, Pat, for all of your contributions, and you shall see how he does this stuff, or at least whatever secrets he decides to divulge on Wednesday. All right, now we're going to come back to the party. Oh, as we resume, we do have a reminder.
I was actually going to take a break.
Oh, yeah, why don't you take a
you
break?
didn't take
Yeah,
your break.
you take a break.
Discussing things.
dare
And
we.
while you do that, I'm going to talk quickly about BlueBoxCon. BlueBoxCon is coming up. It's right around the corner, May 13th through
What's the command?
15th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is going to be a fantastic time. We've already got a bunch of people registered coming from all over the country and from out of the country. We got people coming from Canada, from Arizona, from California, from all over the place. And
Arizona's
so,
not
no,
in the country.
the California was not out of the country.
No,
it was the.
No, I know. I'm just goofing on you.
I'm teasing too.
Might as well be.
Yeah, we're both having the same job. So that'll be a fantastic time for everybody. We have one-shots that will be played. We have a dice roll-off that we do, D20 rolls, liar's dice, painting stations with Manda. You'll be provided with minis and technique. We'll have a food truck. We'll have pizza. We'll have all kinds of just fun and music and games. We probably will have a fire out by the pond one night. We'll have then the Ren Fest on Sunday. It is a fantastic
excited.
time. Here are just some shots of last year's Blue Box Con to whet your appetite for Blue Box
You mind if I
Con.
borrow the cape for Runfest
No, not at
this
all.
year?
Yeah, you can borrow it. You going full Alcott?
I need to get a sword and a shield.
I can help you with part of that.
Do you have a big sword?
Yeah.
I need like a heater shield.
The link is right there. Just click that tabletop events. It is literally $5 to attend. I will give you way more than $5 in swag alone.
I could get my stepdad to help.
Plus,
with
we feed you from a food
gotta-
truck that we bring
that.
in,
Industrial CNC.
and we provide
Make
pizza.
out of wood.
Yeah. Maybe.
Now, you do have
Yeah.
to buy your own ticket to the
I'm
Ren
gonna go
Fest. But that's it. And then if you want to play in one of the one-shots, you can, right there on tabletop, you add $5. That reserves your spot on one of the tables to play in a one-shot with one of our great DMs. Blue Box Con coming up May 13th through 15th. Don't miss it. All right. So tonight we will have at least one giveaway, and I expect we'll be getting, if we, as we have seen in the past, we got one or two of our fellow streamers that may be wrapping up here shortly, and our numbers will. What's that?
It's okay to give one a week.
yeah. So we're going to give away. We are behind, surprisingly, on our giveaways. We are about 10 days out on some of them, so I'll get everything caught up here this week, thanks to the work of my incredible partner here in crime with Blue Box, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, my wife of 25 years this Tuesday, and she has been just absolutely amazing.
What's 25?
And I tell you, of all the sacrifices that Jenny has made, being on this stream is probably one of the biggest. I would never have believed years ago that she would be willing to do that and be as absolutely incredible as she is.
And Kate's an
with
amazing
Kate.
character.
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to give away one of these mouse pads today as well. And these Blue Box mouse pads, if you haven't seen them before, these are not like, these are well made. This is not a sticker. This is not vinyl. This is integrated. It's dyed or however they do it into the mouse pad. Super high quality. And it's guaranteed to get you 2 extra runes in Elder Ring. So it's really useful to play any of your games on with that mouse pad.
Just wait. What were the 2 games you meant?
Runes.
No, I said 2 extra runes in Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just 2 runes.
It's really good.
Really bad.
It's really good early game. Yeah.
All right. So
I'm actually playing Elden Ring right now as Alcott. I'm playing a full wizard because it was hard to do in the older games, and I'm so excited. Oh, I love it. It's such a great game.
yeah, I have it. I have not been able to play it yet.
He was 2 runes away from a level up one time.
You're right.
Yep.
Lost them all.
All right, here we go.
Died.
Let's resume. So quickly, so we're not gonna. He's already told me what he wants with the blacksmith.
Yep.
We've already worked that out. What are you doing with the blacksmith? You're getting
She
your
wanted to get her breastplate repaired because
right
it's
because
been
it's still creased and crunched. Yes,
But
okay.
if anyone asks the blacksmith to do anything like repairs, if she comes in to say that, I'm like, no, I've got it.
yeah, so that's going to be the problem. He's got work for the next 2 days, so he tells you.
But Alcott will mention that he can repair her breastplate for her.
Okay, but again, that's going to be
It's totally fine.
another day to repair a breastplate like
No.
that.
I can
He
magically
can.
Oh, you're gonna-
repair a breastplate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. And then
Yeah, so I have 3 things that either the blacksmith or the Fletcher might be able to help with. The dragon bone I have.
Yes.
So I looked up. They used to add bones on the ends of the bows to
Right.
increase the draw strength
Yeah,
and make it
uh-huh.
more flexible.
They're very-
So I had an idea to try
Reasonably
and
pliant.
shave part of the bone off to do just that, and use whatever left over for arrowheads.
unsurprisingly for you, you do ask around, the artisans for that kind of work would be better found in Magnamar
Yeah.
than in
Yeah.
a small coastal town
Yeah.
like Sandpoint.
The second thing that they might be able to help with is attaching basically a fastened little piece of brass or something to the crossbow, where I can, because last time when I put the telescope on, I just had to belt it on,
Right.
to basically fit it on and then screw it on the bottom, that I can take it on and off.
Okay.
And I do have some crafting skill that maybe
yeah.
if he's busy and is willing to let me,
I'll tell you what. Let's do it this way. You found actually, in your travels, when you were going through the leather worker's shop, there was actually a buckle that was designed to be used as a like a wrist bracer that is of perfect size to wrap around and snap. And it would be very easy to punch through that leather and add a little fitting there that could slide the crossbow on. So,
Perfect.
10 gold. He has it done for you within an hour.
Sweet, wonderful.
Third thing?
Oh, well, that was
Okay.
the 2 dragon bone things.
Yeah,
were,
that to me, I like that because that's a role play element, really, more what you've got there, and it's not going to be competing for them. So I think that's fine to do. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're going to go back as we resume the rest of our stream.
And what's Cade doing?
Back to the.
Well, should I get my daggers?
Well, the blacksmith probably has.
Just buy some
made.
daggers.
Yeah, I buy daggers and then I go to the Rusty Dragon.
Okay. All right. Daggers. 2 gold apiece. Buy as
10
many as you want. I
10
mean,
daggers.
all right.
Stick 'em all up.
Let me see if they have that many. Well, they have exactly 10 daggers. You buy them. You buy them out of daggers.
Slide them all
Speaking
over
of
my
which-
body.
I can't choose just one.
Okay.
I'll take them all.
All right. Back to the temple. And
How many daggers you got? I'll take it.
I'll take it.
all right.
When
Back-
you're flush.
Don't even say a number.
Okay, guys, back to the temple. Everyone shuffles out, either toward the blacksmith or Cade, back toward the rusty dragon. Markov, this is pre, so we're kind of
Yep.
things out of sync. You head over to the wing of the temple that has the altar to Iomade, leaving you alone with Father Xantus. Irda, he looks up at you.
My, you have grown so much. It's hard to believe.
Yes.
Have your travels been difficult, child?
At times, very. I've struggled at times, but Saturday has been with me. I actually have a request from you, if you can. And she'll let the altar self fall, so that he sees her as she is now.
Child, what happened? You poor thing.
I had
He kind of shies his eyes away.
I had an unfortunate encounter with a very animated suit of armor.
So as this happens, because we have new viewers, explain to them what Father Xantus sees as you drop the altar self.
He sees her left eye completely ruined, gone, destroyed. It's a empty socket. And the other eye is, the eyelid was sliced away, and the eye looks like perpetually in shock, basically, and it's completely dried up at this point. So Irda is, without the shield of Alcadrian, completely blind.
Child, how do you even move about as you do?
I have had the fortunate ability to use this, and she shows the shield. This was the shield of a paladin called Alcadrian. I have come into keeping it for now. I have promised to return it when my duty is done, but that leads me to my request.
You hear a voice in your head. I'm now not quite sure that's completely necessary. Yeah. It's collecting dust. It was dreadful, and well, again,
Yes,
I
but
wasn't
what
pleased
kind
with.
of paladin would I be if I didn't keep my promise?
There is that, isn't it?
Yes.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to do something I wouldn't. I'm going to interrupt here. I'm getting a FaceTime video from Lord Gazumba. He would know that we're on stream right now. Is he still at Gary Con? You're live on stream, Jay. How's it going there at Gary Con?
He's advertising.
Yeah, he fakes the butt dial to give a shout out for his Gavin episode. So well played.
He has to plug it on our stream.
All right, Jay, take care.
Sure.
I'll talk with you later, my friend. All right, bye.
7 Eastern.
I figured he had Luke Gygax or somebody there to say hi. I was like, all right.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so I lost my. Please, back to the.
But so that brings me to my request. Because once I return the shield, I will no longer be able to see. I was hoping perhaps you might be able to heal me. I know clerics of great power who can do such a thing. My skills are not of that level, and I was hoping perhaps you might be able to assist me.
You see his eyes fall. He looks pained. Kind of grips his robes and...
Child, would I would give my own eyes. This kind of healing is beyond my power. I can seek guidance from my diocese. Let me make inquiry. The pain, how do you bear it?
It's not so bad. It's
See a tear falls down his cheek.
I think that I can bear it for the sake of saving anybody else from it.
I will send a missive at once. As soon as I hear something, I will let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything else, Irda, you want to...
And she will just say again, thank you for being the wise counsel in the city.
For what good that's done us.
Everybody needs a bit of hope in the darkness.
A bit of faith.
Indeed.
All right, Markov. You make your way on the western wing of the temple. You find the altar of Iomade. No one else around you.
Yeah, could you describe the kind of what I'm seeing here, what this
Sure.
particular
So
altar is?
each of these, so you have the central temple, and then there are rounded corridors that lead into sub-chapels. So as you walk in, stained glass windows stand 20 feet tall, casting warm light into the room. You see Iomade standing in her regal form, clutching blade atop the altar, shield in hand, as though she's gazing across the horizon.
Okay. I'll unsheath the rapier and put it on the altar. If you know, like you said, it's an altar to Iomade,
Yeah,
there's probably enough room to put a long
Plenty.
sword on there. And then just kind of fall to his knees, Markov will, and hat to the side, and even kind of pulling off his coat to where it hangs around the inner part of his arm, kind of open. So having his palms up, hands resting on the ground to kind of give you what kind of posture he's in, and mumbling at first, oh Lord, my God, you are my strength and my refuge. Divine Mother, I am afraid. I am flagged as a leaf, tossed amongst an angry tempest. Tears flood my eyes. Words cannot express the ache in my soul, and I am pained every day. I struggle against evil as a candle would struggle against the enormity of the night to dispel the darkness. My vigil may soon be at its end. I pray to you as I am desperate for help. I need to know that you care for a penitent sinner like me. I need to know that you love me, replacing my distress with peace and giving strength to a body that is broken. Help me not fear for the future, but to boldly trust that you are in control. And if I be not a fitting arbiter of your will, carry my soul aloft so that it may join you when my flame finally dims. Be my sword and my shield. Bring me peace. And Iobade's light. Amen.
As the last of these words echo in the chamber, you feel a peace that settles on you. There is no audible voice, no manifestation, but a strong sense of warmth and certitude floods your soul. And I'm not going to give you the in-game mechanics of this right now because I don't want to sort of cheapen the moment, but you feel a blessing settle upon you.
Shaking hands, just rise in supplication to his divine mother as he just kind of crumples forward. When my father died, you were all that I had known. You took a boy that had nothing to live for in despair, and you turned his heart from savagery, and that I cannot forgive. My whole life is for you. Thank you. If I spend it tomorrow, I know that I did so in your name. And he'll pick himself off the ground, kind of slowly, still feeling the pain of being all the stuff that he's gone through in the last, 4 days, 5 days, and bring his sword shaking back into the sheath and walk out back into the main sanctuary.
Bravo, bravo.
Good stuff.
Well done, sir. As you do, you walk a bit lighter with your step, and in moments you find yourself in the main sanctuary. You see just as Irda is heading out the back of the sanctuary, and you see Father Xantus just leaning, slumped against the altar as though he's just been told the worst possible news.
And just as a note, before Irda left, rather than casting Alter Self again, she actually took that scrap piece of her tabard that she had used to bind Alcott's hands and tied it around her eyes to cover that. So she can still see fine because she has the shield, but her eyes are covered now.
Okay.
Justice is blind.
Father Xantus, if it is no burden to you, I would ask that I be allowed to stay in this temple while I am here in Sandpoint.
Of course, my child. There's always succor and warmth for those of the faith.
Good, and if the sheriff were to need me, I will be close by. Hopefully he shall not. And you mentioned he looks very weary. I'll just place a hand upon his back and say, you should know this as well as I. Look around you, and you be not alone, as I kind of motion for all the statues. And I'll just cast Virtue on him as I walk away towards the blacksmith. But just 1 point.
Right.
1 point of temporary healing to soothe his back.
As you do this, you see his eyes go wide, he staggers.
It is shaming to me that I can do no more for you than I have done, and you bless me in my own house.
You've done far more for people than you give yourself credit for. I'll say this much. The gods are gracious, and they give their children equal gifts, even though they may look different. Remember that.
He scratches his head.
I will ponder these words. They are strange in my ears.
Fair enough.
All right. Cade. Let's do it. We'll do a segue before we get to the cadiness.
Come to my house. You bless me.
Kate, as you walk toward the Rusty Dragon, again you are thronged by townsfolk. Kate is a beloved figure here in. Thank you so much, Lowry6850. Hey, Lawful Stupid with the raid of 43. I'm only sorry.
Wow, 108.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huzzah,
to the
huzzah. Shall I go into my song now?
Does that mean the shirt comes out? Because we're at 108.
Certainly, we've unlocked a new giveaway, right?
We have, and I'll announce
glitter
that
shirt?
giveaway in just a moment.
glitter shirt?
Oh my goodness! Wait.
Oh, the glitter shirt.
We're at 108.
What?
Oh, 108.
Oh, it's glitter shirt time.
Oh no!
Wrecked the viewers' ears.
I hung it up in there. Oh, are you kidding me? No, Lawful Stupid, do you
Glitter
know
bomb
what you've
John.
done?
No, you've done exactly what
You've
you're
done a
supposed
great
to.
service this
Thank
day.
you. We appreciate.
Hey!
Okay.
Glitter.
Okay. All right. Hang on.
Nowhere near
I'll get to that in a minute here. Hold on.
Now.
Strip.
All right. All of you entertain for a moment. I'll be right back.
Are you not here to be entertained?
We moving
Yes, indeed.
back from that somber voice tone.
Are you trying to
normal.
friggin' convert a multi-pantheonic pastor
Alright, just
into...
Kate,
Just
just-
follow Iomade. Trust me, she's
I
the
didn't-
best.
I never-
Desna. He follows Desna.
Oh, that's right. He does follow
I,
Desna.
I didn't say anything about Ioma to this guy. I just said look around and you will be not alone. He's surrounded by good
God.
gods.
Specifically look kind
That
of more
way.
over that direction if you
About
can.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No. He's
I
fine.
have glitter on, Pat. It's a glitter Xbox.
So you two
hoodie.
eventually show up at the blacksmith.
Yeah.
You see...
There we go.
Yeah! That's really tight.
Magic Mike is here.
Glitter Bob John.
Just
Well, hello everyone.
it's so bright on the stream.
This, if you're wondering, is the fault of our friends at Lawful Stupid. I am.
It is the great boon of
I
the
am,
friends
I am
that love us
condemned
stupid.
to
You're
wear
right.
this garment when we every time we reach 100 viewers, and you have done this to me. So see the carnage that you have caused, and
It's cool,
weep
it's-
for the people.
He's so shiny.
Because I'm
Shiny.
Okay,
Moana.
that's
And we're
quite
stop
enough
right
of that.
DMCA.
Thank you. So you sure we hit 100? Because I
Yeah,
started
we
seeing
definitely
it.
hit
108.
Okay, all right.
It's down now.
But
Yeah.
as I was saying...
All those people that left are missing out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right, and we have giveaways.
gosh.
So also hitting over.
My eyes!
It's extremely reflective.
Hitting over 100 today, we will have another giveaway, and I'm going to give away one of the super cool minis I have here. I love this. I have used this in game. The adult Remoraz. This is a monstrous mini. And we're going to give this guy away again today. And we don't have a whole lot longer in our stream. So this giveaway will go out in a bit along with the mouse pad. So stay with us. If you're just following, or just watching rather, and you came in through the folks over the other side of the pond from Lawful Stupid, we want to say to you, thanks for joining us. If you're not following, give us a follow. If you're a follower you haven't subbed, please sub. If you're a sub whose sub is expired, we have one question for you. What are you doing? All right, here we go. Evelyn,
Yes.
Evelyn?
enough with the camera.
For some to me, it's very important.
Yes.
We'll get back to me. Don't worry about it.
All right, Cade, you step into the...
Oh, wait. I fling the door open.
I don't just step into my...
I don't just step in.
I own this place. I can do whatever I want with the doors.
Funk, you slam that you step
I
and slam
lean
your door.
on me blade. I flip open my cape. And I sing. Do you all know the song?
It's Cade! Cade, welcome back!
Rum, 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 rum.
Is the drink I love.
Rum, 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 rum. I drink it till it's gone. Huzzah! Everybody join in.
Rum, 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 rum is the drink I love. Rum, 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 rum. I drink it till it's gone. Huzzah! Cade! So the tavern bursts alight. Soon many patrons are coming over. All of them are trying to stuff flagons,
Drinks fighting back.
flasks. They spill Furiandish wine all over your cloak, and there is a real sense of revelry and almost frenetic revelry. The sense of all the wounds that this town has gone through in the previous weeks and months. Your face lights the people up, and this moment of respite from the darkness gives them joy. And soon you find yourself swept over to a table with 3 swarthy men and 2 hopeful-looking lasses sitting around you.
Well, I wanted to go to my private table.
They are like ushering you toward like they
I had a table set aside where Caden. Didn't Caden meet me here?
No,
No.
that was
He
in,
met
That was-
that was at the Krabby Nether.
that was at the
worst tavern.
that was in Magnamart the Krabby Nethers, not here.
All right. Well, I guess I don't have my own table.
Pour
here.
one out for Caden.
I mean, all of them are your tables.
yes.
Oh, that's right.
you
Is
own
there a table in a kind of a private area.
Well, you look around, yes. I mean, there are some empty tables, but you've got people tugging at you, talking to you. What's it like out there, Kate?
It's a messy world out there, I tell ya.
Did you fight the dragon?
Oh, did I? Are you ready for a story?
Tell us!
Oh, huzzah! So I sit down, and not really, I stand on the table!
Okay.
He started to sit and he rethought.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind, I jump on the table.
This guy's crazy.
I take a swig of rum. Now, when we were at Fort Von Frost, yes, we've got our own
I think you need to
fort.
raise the limit of
I
what
know,
you're looking
I
at, just
know.
like a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
know.
inches.
There was a stage in. Oh wait, this is a different.
different.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Now there's two Kates.
Go ahead, Kate.
Cade 1 and Cade 2.
We're at the fort, yes. We have our own fort, Fort Von. No, formerly known as Fort Running, but now it's Fort Von Frost. Rip Solomon. And we're there. The people are there. All of a sudden we hear, ah!
No!
Yes.
The dragon!
Just like a dragon would.
Ah! We hear it in a distance. We hear the noise growing closer and closer and closer.
Was it a dragon or a bird?
Sounds like a bird.
It was an enormous, giant dragon. I, knowing the fear of the people and the fear of the company around me, I rush up to the toppest point I can find.
Is that the tallest one?
Like a mountain.
Oh, taller than a mountain!
What's taller than a mountain?
Taller than a mountain!
Taller than a mountain! Huzzah! And I run up the stairs, breathless to the toppest point.
That must have taken you a while.
But I'm fast.
How fast?
No time at all.
No time at all.
Quicker than lightning, I heard.
Quicker than lightning, I tell ya. Stronger than thunder.
That's what you do when you got to the top of that highness.
I spy myself a dragon.
What sort of dragon was it?
It's flying.
What did it look like?
A dragon.
Well,
Big.
Kate, was you by yourself or you had your mates with you?
Well, I had them, but did they join me? No.
They left you alone?
They were on the ground.
Cowards,
and
the lot of them!
I went to the toppest point. They stayed at the lowest point.
Oh, I knew they was cowards.
Cowards
I...
indeed.
Can't see a dragon eye to eye.
No.
No, you can't see the dragon. I wanted to face the beast myself. So, here he comes. I knew we had a battle for sure.
We knew Cade was the bravest of them all.
That's right. That's
Always
all.
has been.
Yay!
All of a sudden, he comes. I mean, arrows were flying, swords were flying, but
I thought you were the only one fighting.
You said you was by
Swords
yourself.
flying.
no, there were people. I said I was at the toppest point by myself.
Misunderstood.
It did
As
say
the
that.
dragon comes, you know what I did?
No.
What'd you do?
I took a flying leap off the toppest point to kill that dragon.
Did you die?
I did not die.
It's me.
Oh, it's that time. You laughed too hard.
It happens.
But I lived.
But what's that from again?
That's from Ice Age.
That's right. Did you die? Yes, but I lived.
Did you die? No, but I killed the microphones. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little bit too
At first, yes.
rambunctious there, so we'll be back on audio now. Go ahead, resume your story, Kate.
Hey.
I jumped off. And as I jumped off, the dragon came down with me. They don't have to know how. Came down with me into a crash upon the ground.
Huzzah!
Oh, and I took out its eye.
Huzzah!
Dragon Slayer!
Huzzah!
All right.
We have such a mighty hero.
In moments,
Take a dragon down by
drinks
himself.
are flowing. The entire tavern is alight with joy. People are walking up. No, I have to, like, anytime that happens, I have to reboot to get the audio to function because it just, like, it kills it inside the application. So, Cade, eventually, if you wish to, you're thronged for quite some time by the crowd. But if you want to, you can head over to your table by the side.
I do.
Okay.
So I head over.
It's difficult to extract yourself from your beloved fans.
Thank you. I do enjoy it as I walk over to my table, but I ask a few of the bigger men to keep the people at bay. I need a little time to myself. I'm getting weary.
You say this, and a couple of those ladies that were there. Oh, you said the men, but what about us? Can we come with you, Cade?
Distract them from coming over here. You can be distractions.
They look horrified at that suggestion and turn and move away.
I'm sorry, ladies.
Better try someone else later.
All right, Cade, in moments, you find yourself alone at your favorite table. The fire hearth that blazons warmth, always burning here, even during the day. And you're now as quiet as you can be. There's still revelry happening, drinks being slammed on tables. Other people are repeating the stories as though everyone wasn't there listening to it at that moment. They're retelling the stories. And what's remarkable is that you do hear a refrain in the back, how many seem to think you were probably too humble in your retelling of the story and probably did more than what you said you did. But now you find yourself alone with your thoughts.
All right. I sit there. And I pour myself in me endless flask of rum. Take a drink, and then Hey, Caden Kalian. Do you ever make yourself visible so I can have a friend to talk to? I am a lonely pirate in this sea of landlubbers, and I just need a pirate to talk to.
So sad.
Wow, that was not what I was expecting.
Need a friend.
Somewhere in the distance, a violin plays so sadly.
You hear a voice. I'm your friend.
Who said that?
See one of the townsfolk walking over. He's got a stein in his hand.
Thank you.
A friend with mead is a friend indeed. He proffers a mug.
I take it. Huzzah. And I
He sits down at the
take
table.
it. Oh. Well, thank you, but I'm waiting for another friend. Hey, waiting for another friend.
Well, he can sit here too. There's plenty of room.
It's okay. I have this. Very kind of you, sir.
Kate, a loss for words.
Very kind of you, sir.
Thank you
I
for the
don't-
sub, Storycaster.
don't want to be rude, but I'm waiting for someone else that I need to have a private conversation with. There we go. And it came to mind.
Well, when he gets here, then you'll want me to leave. I can do that.
You know what? Drinks on me. We can have another drink at the bar.
As you say this, there's a little wink of mirth in his eye.
Oh! You're a trickster, aren't you?
In moments, you see the visage dissolve, and you see the roguish.
Get the heck out of here. All right. I guess you don't want me after all.
You see the
Stop laughing at me!
No, it's the situation. It's so good.
you see the roguish figure of Caden Killian standing before you, and he just gives a chuckle. He says, Cade, you know our gods can't be showing up every time you call upon us. But that was a sad bit about being lonely. And, well, our temples are doing quite well, so I thought I'd drop in a bit.
Aye, I thought you might feel comfortable in me temple of rum for ya. And, you're always welcome here. Always. But,
Cade, I'm a god. I'm welcome anywhere.
well, I want you to feel welcome. Some places you might not feel welcome, right? Why does he look like that guy from the Claw guy?
No anachronisms, and he looks like Wolverine.
Yes,
Move on.
you look like
The
Wolverine.
Claw guy.
You know, the guy with the
Back to the immersion.
Aye. Huzzah! So I clink my mug with him. Now that I know it's really you. So, got a few questions for you. Well, you know, we've been on quite a journey. Have you been following me?
Well, a bit here and there when I have time.
Well, let me just tell you, this is a tougher bit than I thought.
I warned you of that, Cade.
But did you see me kill the Kraken?
Well,
Well, I mean, I don't want to take all the credit, but I did quite a fair share, a pirate no less.
Cade, I've seen several of your exploits. I think you're doing quite well.
Oh.
You know,
It's hard to be humble, you know.
I know exactly what you mean.
So, you see we're in quite a pickle.
Indeed. Speaking of which, the pickle power is coming along quite well.
Oh, I'm excited for that one, but I gotta live to see it. So that's what I'm asking your help for. The longer I live, the more temples you'll get. So, here we go.
Cade,
How can I
I'll-
get more help? And what advice can you give me for this upcoming thing we have in the center of this town?
well, you see the help bit, that's up to you, Cade. I've given you quite a bit of help
Oh, I
already.
know.
So my companionship here today can be quite a bit of help for
Yes,
you.
it's...
As far as what you should do, well, don't get stuck with the pointy end. That's always important.
I like to stick things with the pointy end.
Be careful of the lasses that itch a bit much, and
Got it.
watch out for 10,000-year-old wizards.
Just generally good advice.
This would be my counsel to you, guys.
Alcott's not one of them, is he? Little suspicious of that fella.
I'm not sure.
I'll write that down. Suspicious of Alcott.
You didn't have to write that down. The amount of whispers Cade has gotten about Alcott from so many sources.
Anything else?
Well, Cade.
How can I be the best pirate possible?
Well, Cade, there's more to this than just piracy.
All right, tell me more.
It's the revelry. You've done that well. Encouraging the spirits of the people. But never take the yoke of a man. Keep your free spirit, Cade. It's good to serve others, but it's also important that you, well, don't get bound by invisible chains of social structure.
Throw the chains off!
Well, something like that.
Yes. Got it.
And, well, we have these, well, being a god's not that easy, and we have these pacts, if you will. Only so much I can say, but I can tell you that, well, this is actually quite dangerous stuff, and there's not much time left.
Not much time.
I can't interfere. This must be settled by mortals. And, well, you're quite mortal. These that are awakening, they are blurring the lines between mortal and immortal. So I suggest haste, Cade.
Haste, can you, maybe bless me while you're here?
Another round! You turn, and he's gone.
No, I said bless me, not them.
No, he motioned to your table, and in moments, serving person comes over and places a pair of flagons on the table. Where'd your friend go?
He had somewhere to be. Do I drink the flagons?
You're
She
Cade.
sets him
Do
down.
you drink the
All
flag?
right, I drink them.
You drink them both?
Sure, why not? She gave them to me.
They're on my table, after all.
All right, so
All right, I tell her to sit down here. Sit down with me and have a drink.
she shakes her head.
All right, then give me them both.
I'm on shift.
Well, I'm the owner of this I'm the proprietor of this place. I'm the owner of this proprietorship. Sit down. I'll pay your wages. I can't drink both of these anyway.
Okay. Well, she kind of shrugs, looks around, and she sits down at the table. She blushes a bit.
Huzzah!
She's a pretty young lady.
Have you ever thought about being a pirate?
Well, no.
I don't discriminate against the female gender.
What does that mean?
Women can be pirates too.
Why would
Huzzah! And I clink my mug. Think about it.
Why would you want to? Why would I want to be a pirate?
You don't want to be? Give me that thing. Who wants to be a pirate? I yell.
Oh, well, obviously, several of the men stand up. Huzzah! Kite, I'll be a pirate with you!
Whoever comes to take this mug can be one with me.
There's a jostling of several men, a couple of whom are already in their cups. Some stumble around themselves. And eventually, a fairly scrawny guy, probably 40 winters on, he manages to jostle his way past. He snatches the mug from your hand,
I like your grip.
sloshes half of it out, smiles at you, missing 3 teeth,
Huzzah!
and tosses it back. You drink it as well?
Definitely
Yes.
a pirate.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
He's
right.
missing teeth.
Missing teeth. I like it.
Is that requisite?
I hope those are
He's got to be
earned
missing
well.
something.
A hand.
As you
foot,
drink them,
teeth,
um,
and eye.
Cade, you feel a blessing settle on you.
Uh-oh. I
And
should have drank both.
and you see the guy as he drinks it, his eyes go wide, and he looks up with rapture in his eyes toward the heavens, and the biggest smile opens up on his face with these huge gaps in his teeth. Aussie gold.
Well, crap. Well, you're gonna make a great pirate.
Okay, you have one 1d6 inspiration that you can use. You have one persistent advantage that will hold, and also, by the way, chaosic, your advantages will, if we don't move to combat today, which I don't know if we'll get there, we will hold those as well.
I gotta write all this stuff down.
yeah.
Hold on. So what?
One inspiration, one additional persistent. You see a persistent advantage, okay,
Okay.
and a minor fate chip.
A minor fate chip. Yeah, huzzah, buddy.
The role play, and Cade has been consistent with the role play for the last several sessions. This is more of an aggregate recognition of absolutely stellar role play. Now, this entire party is a stellar role play group, but yes, that is the blessing that is bestowed upon you by
It would have been
Cade.
so funny if you drank the wrong one. One of them was blessed and one wasn't. You gave it to this random guy.
I see everything. Oh, this is just bad.
I am a god.
Cade, so as you're kind of contemplating this, you hear thunk, and you look over right after uttering his spying of deity.
Take that, Pat
the man collapses on the ground, passes out.
It's not easy to drink. Pat Draw says if he doesn't pass out, he's a better man than Alcott.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. I wouldn't have done that if I had seen that.
No.
Okay, let's get serious about this. All right, so
Serious?
I wanted to say, when these two come to the blacksmith, they see Alcott's quarterstaff is horizontal in front of him, floating in the air. as he is working around it, weaving arcane runes, and he has his spell book open on one side while he is writing in it feverishly, as the blacksmith is nearby working on stuff.
Okay, and so for our newer viewers, the party is split. So Cade was by himself
Yes.
there in that inn. Now we have Alcott and the remainder of the party are in the blacksmith, right? Everybody's moved back there.
And you see sort of coming off from there's a sort of a large blue orb that sits at the top of his staff, and he draws his fingers out to create what look like the arc of a bow, and then as he releases, it sizzles and dissipates back to the orb, and he says, almost there.
The journal from the chest. If you have a moment, I understand you're busy. I have detected something around this opening.
Quarterstaff clatters to the ground.
Can you take a look to see if there's any minute runes that might be some kind of magical trap or
You
ward?
held on to this with your bare hands.
I have leather gloves.
You hear the forge and the bellows in the background, bubbling of ore.
We're not opening it until
Where's
we get
the
back to the
blacksmith?
church on hallowed ground.
He's sort of back in the
No,
back.
she's asking.
Oh,
He's working on a personal project.
I need to get my breastplate.
He's a bit busy. I can fix your breastplate.
Oh, alright. Then perfect.
Yes. Apologies that you made your way all the way out here for nothing.
Well, we.
I have a glove. A few probably different hand sizes anyways.
Are they like little white gloves?
No, it's like a
Yeah.
really sturdy looking leather glove.
Okay.
And Alcott will pick up the book and begin inspecting it, and he will cast Identify on the book. He'll take his time to identify this horrible looking velvet book.
It was leather wrapped in velvet.
This got velvet on it. And so I will cast Identify.
all right.
We're gonna sit in the blacksmith for an hour.
And you were
I'm
identifying
gonna
which
hang out
piece?
with
I'm sorry,
him
which
here
piece was he
until-
identifying?
Oh, the book, and you had mentioned that something about the latch had seemed evil
Suspicious.
or arcane or something like that.
Yeah. So there is some sort of.
This is a book we found in
yeah,
an
yeah,
extra-dimensional
right,
pocket
in
of
the pocket. Yeah.
sin wizards.
Right.
Yeah, Sin Wizards.
Pretty
Sin
fair.
Wizards Clubhouse.
All right. So as you cast it, this would easily escape another, but there is definitely a Thessalonian glyph that is cast on the latch.
I imagine that it looks rather similar to the one we found on the chest that we opened.
Only in the sense that you sense a Thessalonian sort of weaving in the script, but it looks
A
different.
different type. Okay. Yes, certainly Thessalonian magic. A trap of some sort, no doubt.
Someone was meant to open the book, correct?
Someone indeed. And certainly it was meant to be me. Who else would? A trap, of course.
Yes,
Meant to punish me further.
perhaps. Which is the reason I wouldn't subject you to it.
But remember also what it was found in. It was found in a chest that appeared to be the tools of the trade.
Yeah.
So
You should
Double
not.
trap.
You should not be the one to open it. No one should. If anything, Wallman should open it similarly to the chest.
You believe he'd be able to use such a fine mechanism like this?
Couldn't nudge it.
My point is that I feel rather confident if this book was meant to be opened by anyone.
I have an idea.
You're not there.
not there.
Crap!
You're drinking ale.
I've communed with Iomide, and I feel confident that magic meant to keep others out will not keep me at bay, provided it is not a rune that would keep everyone out.
But this is very cryptic. I don't understand your meaning.
I think he has been blessed to bypass certain traps.
Is Wallman here?
Wallman is outside.
Okay,
You
understood.
didn't see him. We walked right past him. He's really
Yeah,
big.
yeah. It's a hypothetical.
Oh.
Let's do a quick little demonstration. Tell Wallman that no one should pass through the threshold except for you.
All right. It's done.
Okay. thought there was some talking, but I guess I'm wrong. So he stands next to I walk through the threshold. Does he attempt to stop me at all?
No.
Why would he? You took a feat for this.
Yeah, no, but it's I wanted to make sure.
Alcott notices that and just sort of, oh goodness, it appears you're right.
But it is a gamble.
A gamble indeed.
I don't.
Quite the blessing you've come upon.
I am thankful. Iomade has made me a bane to witchcraft.
Not that you haven't proven that yet.
In fact, I believe it's me having proven it is what made me worthy. Yes.
I wouldn't expect you to be much of a gambler, Marco.
No, I'm not.
Some precautions then.
We will have to go into the church before I even attempt it.
Is the church sanctified? Holy ground.
Yes.
Good, best place.
But thank you for looking over it. I expected it to be a glyph of warding. Would Ixen have? Perhaps he would have.
If this was Ixen's spellbook, then perhaps he would have known the password to open it. If what you've told me is true, then you can.
Once we're done here, we'll head back.
Okay. So
Everything
what
all right?
further are you doing at the blacksmith?
I'm going to. I mean, I'll follow them, but when we go to the church, Alcott will be kind of scribbling in his spellbook occasionally, writing some notes down.
I will meet you back at the inn.
Are you all right?
Where should I leave my breastplate for you?
We can stay in the inn. I'm certain Kate has rooms.
All right. Then just I will be in my room.
You okay?
I have some thinking to do.
And Irda will head back towards the Rusty Dragon.
Just leave it on the desk in the VIP.
Okay. Just check and make sure people can hear you when you're speaking quietly. It's if they can, that's great, because I understand what you're doing there with the role play, and I'm just hoping the technology is supporting that.
So then we two go to the church.
Yes.
All right, so the two of you head back to the church. Irda, as you're walking down the streets of the town, of course you always attract attention, but now as you're walking through the streets of the town with the bandages over your eyes and still walking, as though you can plainly see.
Thanks, Shield.
There are no problem here, anytime. We should really think, though, if you want to leave me back in that dreadful place, promises are all, well, make a promise to me, then they cancel out.
I don't think that's exactly how that works. And it would be very... it doesn't sit right with me breaking a promise. Especially to one of the church, that's just... I'm sorry.
I understand, but I'm sure there's a way we can deal with this. Give me some time to think about it. I'll come up with something.
All right.
You said, but what also you're noticing now is people walking by. At first, there's sort of a tension, and then you hear whispering, and your legend is growing. The townspeople,
Look, it's so easy for her. She blindfolds herself and stops evil. She could do it without sight.
and as you walk, you have a small following of people now that are coming behind you, and they're all whispering about this marvel of a woman who walks through the streets blindfolded as though she can see.
And Irda, in this moment, realizes this is the first time that she's walked through a town in a very long time that she's been entirely by herself in broad daylight, and it brings all those feelings back
Yeah,
from so long ago,
yeah.
where people would follow her around and either be horrified or give her way too much attention, and she tries to push back the feelings of discomfort, but she can't help it. It just, something about it just sets her on edge, and she just kind of will give a slight nod to the people and hurry her way back to the inn.
Okay. As you step inside the inn, you see it is full, and there seems to be a buzz about the place. Cade sits in one corner, and he's by himself. He looks quite thoughtful as he sits upon the corner inside the tavern. And people walk past him, and they slap him on the back and whatnot, but more or less he's being left alone. And as you come walking in, Cade, your eyes look up as you see Irda come walking into the Rusty Dragon. He's sitting at a corner table by the fire.
Irda's actually going to come over to Cade.
Huzzah, good friend.
I do believe I owe you an apology.
Come again.
I was rather harsh this morning.
You are forgiven.
I cannot help the way I feel, and I will not apologize for that, but I should not have handled it the way I did, and I am sorry.
Thank you, Irda.
It is reasonable for you to be concerned. I understand. And I can only speak for myself, but just know that I will never do anything to put you in danger.
I wouldn't think you would. Have a seat.
I would join you, but I have something that I need to tend to right now. I just need some time, but I will be back down later. And Irda will continue back up. Kate, are the rooms that we had before still available?
They should be. If not, I can kick people out.
If possible, I would like to go to the same room I had before.
Which one?
And she just and she describes it's just kind of one of the smaller rooms, fairly comfortable, but not
I find
ostentatious.
whoever's in charge, make sure Irda's room is clean.
Yeah, you see the little halfling woman that you've known for so long, who's now taken over since Ameko is gone. And she looks up at you, and she nods. Of course, I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
And she ushers you upstairs. Soon you find your room. Kate, anything else you're doing here inside the Rusty Dragon?
No. Just chilling.
Okay. And then as you are headed toward the church, anything that you're doing or anything you want to express in terms of intent?
We're going to open the book.
You're going to open.
I'm
That's the
always just
intent.
keeping my eye out for anybody that, now that Irda is no longer with Alcott or anything, might run from a crowd or something to do. I'm trying
Or
to
if
do.
Alcott might turn on you.
I'm always watching out just in case something were to happen.
Okay. Well, you get to the church unmolested, and in moments you are shown by some of the acolytes to a small chamber side by side. And do you head into one of the rooms? Do you head to the altar? Where are you headed?
I believe probably the room's fine. It's more
Okay.
secluded. Put it
All right. You close the door behind you, and soon you are alone in the room.
I have known Thessalonian magics to work differently to regular.
Mm-hmm.
Tis a gamble indeed.
I've made my peace. If I am to die today, tomorrow, or any day thereafter, I know that my soul is saved. It's worth it. The stakes are too high. My life is forfeit in this struggle. I've already given it.
At least let me be a little prepared.
Yes, I'm not going to.
And Alcott will sort of reach his hands forward in sort of a preparatory motion to, if he needs to, cast a spell in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, yes. I'm going to take out a sensor and swing it over the desk and mumble protection from evil communal between the two of us.
Sweet.
A civilization stand as the bulwark to evil. And then, gloved hand.
You hear a mechanism like 2 or 3 components of the mechanism opens. Nothing happens.
Don't. Not yet. We're not done yet.
Wait. A tendril, like an ebony vine comes out one side of the cover. It looks almost 2-dimensional, and then a second, and then a third. Suddenly, they're all writhing and they're stretching out toward both of you.
Yeah, Alcott is going to say the words Disociari Libro! And he casts Secluded Grimoire, which takes a spell book and sends it into the ethereal plane in a pocket that I can pull it back from if I need to.
Okay. You feel your spell just dissipate, as though an anti-magic field has been opened with this tome. You can feel the very weaves of the arcane essence gone. The tendrils now accelerate in growth. One, you feel it, you didn't see this one, it wraps around your ankle. Another one shoots out suddenly with speed, whereas at first it was moving slowly. Now it accelerates, goes right towards your neck, and that's where we'll stop today.
I had a feeling we were going to get a stop.
All right, what have you done? They've opened the book. All right, so we got our giveaways. We got our stream MVP.
Best 2 people to do it.
We have to recognize.
Gotta
Are
tell
we
them
okay?
to get
Yeah.
out of here.
Okay. Stream MVP, and of course, just a lot of recognition needs to be given to these great players. But also, thank you to all of you, our great fans. The chat was on fire as always. Thank you for the fan art, and curse you for making me wear this shirt.
Thank you for making him wear this
But
shirt.
I will
beautiful and
wear it. As you always burn the book. That's good counsel. Always
Last
burn
time
the
I
book.
tried to burn
Thank you,
something-
Cameron.
Everyone got upset with me.
It's
Well,
true,
no,
they
literally,
did.
I
Got
got
struck
elect-
by lightning.
Yeah. You can't burn it. You can't do anything with it.
What can you do?
I only said only look at the stuff on Hollow
You can't
Ground.
send it into space.
And I really thought Thwart Detection is a really solid one. So
Well, it might not have been that it's just the fact that it opened, period.
it could, yeah, that could be.
Yeah, and you've got to remember because, okay,
Which I had
that's one possibility.
Yeah.
Also, not all magics are designed to shield an individual. Some
Yeah.
magics are unlocked with keywords.
Yeah.
Some magics are unlocked with other magics.
So here's the thing. Password protected stuff, I still get through. Now we can worry about that later. If
Yeah.
that changes anything, then we'll.
It
get that next session.
wouldn't in this case. I was just giving you some
Yeah.
hypothetical examples. And, of course, what's that? What am I?
We both just got 5
Oh,
advantages.
and
Or
Renrev,
5
you
plus
subbed
ones.
earlier.
Plus
Thank
us.
you so much.
Each of you.
One True Morty, thank you for the sub as well. We appreciate all of that.
Everyone wanna help.
And
I'll
all
keep
right,
that
so
for next game.
that will carry over. So you have 10 plus ones that can be used, or
It wouldn't be 10, it'd be 5, because it's 1,000 bits. But
oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
1,000
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 5 plus ones each, which can be converted to an advantage. And now let me get our Nightbot up and ready. As I'm doing that, we're going to do our first giveaway tonight, which will be the mouse pad. And
we'll see. Hope I'm prepared enough.
I got that low health.
do you?
How
Yeah.
close is the
I said my piece.
is the inn to the church? Out of
Not
curiosity.
very far.
What's that?
How close is the inn to the church? Out of curiosity.
Oh, the end of the church? Not very far at all. Yeah, it was
Couple
like
hundred feet.
probably more like a couple hundred yards.
Okay.
All right, in the chat, it is !mouse. Whoop, let me spell it right. !mouse in the chat for our mouse pad. And yes, you also, I gave just a few examples, but Alcott, you've already come into this in many situations. You found that these Thessalonian magics operate differently to the things that you've become accustomed to.
Markov was confident. I will
and
follow
so-
his confidence.
All right.
230 feet.
So,
Not gonna cut it.
We'll give you just another moment to do that on the mouse pad while we're waiting for that. Couple of announcements again. So on Tuesday night, we'll have Monster of the Week instead of our normal Greyhawk Awakening campaign. Because we have an anniversary celebration. We have one of our players also that is doing technical work for an upcoming play. And then Wednesday, we'll have our LMA with Pat Draws, showing us how to do some of this cool fan art that he does, and also explaining to us the twisted machinations of his darkened mind and how he comes up with all this fun stuff. We'll be back here with Runelords next Sunday. And then next Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have substitute shows because I'll be out of town. So Greyhawk Awakening will not be appearing until the 14th, I guess. And then we should be back regularly scheduled with all of our streams all the way up through Blue Box Con. Also, don't forget, we dropped earlier, and I'll drop it again, support Demon Gun, John. I already copied Mouse. I'll drop that link in a second, with his Kickstarter event, which is starting on Tuesday. And it's really, really cool. All right, so the winner of the mouse. Yes, Monster of the Week. Let's go, Cameron. Thank you, Lowry.
Oh, really?
Chaosic, I think you had some fan art too, if I remember. Let me see if I can pull that up. Chaosic, you won the mouse pad. Woo-hoo! How about that?
Awesome.
I called you out, and then you won the mouse pad.
It was spoken into existence.
It was spoken into existence. All right. I won't make you spell Remoraz, so I will just put !mini in the chat. Don't do it yet. Hold on, I haven't changed it here. !mini. Enter.
No, pirate. Oh.
All right.
Very fine.
Oh, let's go! Thank you
Say pretty
so
ladies.
much.
There's only one of those.
I have +1s from. Oh, I didn't change them over.
John, if you don't mind, I would like to sell Monster of the Week to our current viewers if possible.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Because I don't know if all of you have gotten the pleasure of joining us on a Tuesday night. Maybe not all of you can. Or a Wednesday night, or whenever we happen to play Monster of the Week. We tend to fill in the gaps here at Blue Box.
Yes,
but
we do.
our party finds themselves in modern-day Cody, Wyoming. And you might be asking yourself, on a fantasy Blue Box? What's going on with that? Well, it's because it is the future of the Forgotten Realms, a rather famous D&D world brought into our modern day, interpreted in a different fashion where magic is scattered and not as often used as it once was, where telling someone you just met Bigfoot is crazy. But is it? Where they fight bullets and Faerem and elder elementals and mephits and ghosts and lots of fun stuff.
Pistol-wielding methods.
Yes, pistol-wielding mephits. We have a blast every week whenever we play. We have done 5 mysteries, I think, at this point. And we just recently finished the arc about a Faerem, the ancient enemy of the Netherese wizards. And it was very fun. Got a little alien in there. Got a little creepy, a little crawly, but they'll be picking up the pieces and figuring out what happens next. So
Very nice. Yeah, so tune in on Tuesday night if you can.
It's great fun.
And again, register for Blue Box Con if you can attend. We have people coming from all over the country, people from Canada, West Coast, East Coast. It's going to be a fantastic time here, March 13th through 15th. Go on the TTE site and you can register. You got to get your own way out here, but the ticket's only $5. And we provide you with a whole lot more than that, from swag to food trucks to all kinds of just neat stuff that we'll have.
If you want to do mini painting with Amanda, that's another $5. But yeah.
Yeah, it's all on the TTE site, so
all
it's
in
super,
there.
it's super cheap.
May.
The main thing is just getting your way out here. It's in May.
May
And
13th through the 15th.
yeah, and May. All right, so tell me why you should be stream MVP. Let's roll the dice, shall we? It's a 7, so that would be you.
Okay. Irida should be stream MVP because her RP with Father Xanthus, asking perhaps if you could help her restore her sight, and then her conversations with the shield are always great. And the little moments of RP just with everybody else, and of course that little snippet of seeing Irda's past come back to her kind of all at once as she was making her way, and apologizing to Cade for snapping at him.
And encouraging Alcott in a maybe more healthy way than the way Markov did.
You know, I thought it would be helpful. But yeah.
All right, very good. All right, so Irda, you will be rolling for Diamond Anvil. Diamond Anvil.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if Diamond Anvil has ever been up for a giveaway. I've been following since August of last year. Diamond Anvil.
Are you still here?
Are you still here?
Still here.
Oh, thank you, Renrep. Man, Renrep, you have been so generous to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
2 + 1.
Yes, I will take that. What was the HS?
Diamond
Heck.
and
It's here.
on.
What
Okay,
the heck?
go to
Oh, what the
follower.
heck, DMT?
DM2.
Okay. Well, come on, you all know there is no DM on Twitch wearing a sexier shirt than this one today.
It's probably true.
All right, so
I can't think of anyone that would.
thank you for joining us, Doug in Texas. I didn't think anybody in Texas would like a shirt like this that I'm wearing. So, if you're wondering why this is not my normal attire, but if I hit 100 viewers in
God,
the
it should
stream, I have to wear this, and so this was required. All right, so let's see. Next for stream MVP advocacy, that would be you. It's a 6 on the die.
Alcott should be stream MVP for, responding to nearly killing the last of the people who are alive that he loves. There's that. For reasonably pulling himself together, offering multiple means of transportation to the town. And when we made our way back into town, getting right into business, I need diamonds to be able to cast certain spells, and then the utter shock on his face when he remembered, oh yeah, my family got grabbed here, and then taking pieces of them, little ways to remember them. What else? RP with everybody. A little hint at maybe a spell that Alcott has in the works with what he was doing on his quarterstaff in the blacksmith. And there's a reason for everything Alcott does. Why is he paying 5,000 gold pieces for a miniature arbalest? We'll see. I hope it's useful. And then assisting Markov in unleashing some horrible eldritch beast into this world.
All right, well said.
And attempting
Hey,
his best.
To be fair,
do so.
you did the same
To-
with
to
your
not
dad,
do
so where are you?
Shut up.
Yeah.
all right, you'll be weaponized eyes. You will be rolled for by Alcott. Weaponized eyes just started following us back in February and has been on almost every stream. Very active chatter.
24-hour period.
Sub as well. Weaponized, you've been here all day. Hopefully you're still here. Just let us know in the chat. And let's go next. So doesn't really matter what. I just divide it by 2. That we're going around the table in order.
Markov should be considered for stream MVP for at the beginning being a voice of authority and getting some things in order, and then winning the debate on what mode of travel to make into the city.
The least fun way.
Yep. Anyways, and having a great conversation with the 3 faces of justice in the city, and
Forgot about that.
yeah, and having some prayer time to show the form and function of his faith, and kind of forfeiting his life at this point to whatever is about to happen next, which ultimately led to the opening of the grimoire, the book, and like he said, potentially unleashing something really bad.
These things happen. You do it every day at this point,
I apparently, yeah. And being a curious man is dangerous in this world.
Just another Sunday on Runelords.
Yeah. So.
All right, very good. And you will be rolling for
Completely forgot about the talking with the mayor and.
Cameron. Just plain Cameron.
Hey.
Which, stay tuned, Blue Box fans. You may be seeing more of Cameron in the near future.
She's not just plain, she's great.
Yeah, she is
Except in
way
Monster Week,
better than playing.
Where she is literally playing
Oh,
a
and
regular
I'm
playing
rolling for
human
just
being.
playing Cameron.
Yes, you are.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right, Cade, why should you be
Val.
stream MVP?
Huzzah! I should be stream MVP
Val killed the fair.
because I'm Cade.
That's why.
Well, I did lose in the battle for mode of transportation because I wanted horses, but we won't. We walked to the town and met and of course I threw my coin into the air for the little kitties. And then we went to the temple, I think.
Yep.
And I charmed the mayor, of course, Kendra, because I always charm the ladies. And then...
Not all the ladies.
Not all, but I try. And then I headed over to the Temple of Rum, the best temple, the Rusty Dragon. And...
Huzzah.
And then I entered my temple with a very flashy flourish
As
and
you
got
should.
the whole tavern, temple, all the people to sing with me the great rum song.
Rum, rum, rum,
Great.
rum.
Then I went over and was feeling a little pirate lonely. So
Oh,
I
you forgot you told the story of killing the red dragon.
Oh yes, I
All by
told the
yourself.
great story of killing a dragon. You know,
The way you
kind
do.
of. And then,
I mean, he didn't blatantly lie. He
that-
just left out information.
you know, just left out some.
It's a lie by omission.
Yep. But you know,
Not so bad.
Not so bad.
I would think that Caden would think it was at least slight improvement.
It's a slight improvement. It's hard to be humble, folks. It's hard. Then I went over to my table and feeling a little lonely about being a pirate, asked if Caden would make his presence known. And me God came and made his presence known, and we chatted up a little bit, and I asked me God to bless me. Huzzah, he did. So I have a blessing, and there's that.
Bravo, bravo. Well played as always,
Rum for
Cade.
votes.
And
Rum for
tonight
votes.
you will be rolling for...
I still
I will
love
be
that.
heard. I will be heard has had a good run of luck lately.
You're like, Caden, show
all right,
up.
so
And then a dude shows up and you're like, get out of here.
don't leave. This is your
Waiting
chance
for a
to vote for
different
Stream
guy.
MVP. So even if you're not in the giveaway,
Oh, poll's going up
please
now.
give a vote. Your vote
There's a
means
poll.
something to these players. It's an encouragement to them. They see that their RP was appreciated, and they also get 2,500 experience points if they're Stream MVP. So top right-hand corner, you can vote, and let's go around the table in order as we did. Let's start with you.
Yes, I'm rolling for Diamond Anvil.
Here we go, Diamond
Nice.
Anvil.
There's a follower, so they get my sparkly
It's
die.
going to be a natural 20.
Rum for votes.
I mean, I haven't rolled the die today, so maybe.
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
got
Vote.
it. You've got it charged.
No,
Maybe not.
No, that's a 5. I'm sorry.
Maybe
Diamond
not.
Anvil.
5.
That's not a good roll.
I'm
folks.
sorry.
Oh, golly. What'd you do to upset her, Diamond Eyes? Diamond Anvil, rather? All right, let's go
sorry.
to you.
Huzzah!
Weaponized eyes. You tried to mix the
I
two
did. I
together.
had Diamond Eyes and Weaponized Anvil.
Diamond eyes.
I'll drink it till it's gone.
Let's see what we got. A 12.
Okay.
It beats my 5.
It does.
Weaponized Eyes is in the lead.
I mean, it's maybe not a winning number.
Rolling
but it is currently the winning
for
number.
the not playing at all Cameron.
We've got an 18.
An 18 on the
We
die.
got an
Super awesome
18.
Cameron
Okay,
brings out the super awesome numbers,
that's
I'm
right.
just
Can you
saying.
do better?
I will be heard. I'm rolling the blue box die and the jade die. So let's go.
I thought the jade died.
No,
Doesn't
that's
normally-
her go-to, isn't it? Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's been failing me a bit. It's about to go to jail.
Those are expensive dice. Don't put those in jail.
Oh my gosh, 15. And I rolled a 2 on that one. Okay.
Just Play Cameron, congratulations! You are the winner of the Remoraz Super Awesome Mini. Stay with us. We're going to do our Stream MVP vote, and then
Rum for votes.
we're going to have our raid, and we like to give a nice raid to whoever we get into, so if you can hang with us. One more time before we go, if you're watching today and you haven't followed, if you followed and you haven't subbed, or your sub is expired, we have one question for you today. What are you doing? Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub. Watch our channel for all the stream time updates. We got all kinds of amazing content coming. I've got some collaborations I'm working on with other storytellers. I've got potentially a huge sponsorship announcement that we'll be making here in the coming days. We got some awesome stuff coming with Tales Tailspire. I'm forgetting something. Oh, I've got a
gonna be more air in the
collab
room.
I'm doing with a storyteller that's getting. I'm already thinking about book 3 for Greyhawk Awakening and what that's going to look like, and that's a ways off, but we're prepping. There is so much great content coming here on Blue Box. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for all the cheers and the bits. As you know, we pour every dollar and a whole lot more right back into this stream, and we appreciate all of your support. All right, there's still time to vote. And
Not sponsored.
Cade's the best.
apparently, even having the pathos that Markov had as he prayed to Iomade with this really eloquent speech, it could not overcome
Rum wins in the end.
Rum.
Yeah.
But no, it was each worship in its own way to your deities.
That was
I'm going to say to all the role players, bravo. You guys were fantastic today. Thank you so much. Thank you all, my friends. Hey, let's pop our Discord in one more time. If you're not in our Discord, you definitely should be. We have fun stuff all week long. It's also a great community of people. We track birthdays. And, by the way, happy birthday, Josh, today. He turned 12, and we're just so excited for him. And
he
so
turned
say hi.
14 this year.
Was it 14?
14.
They
He
grow
was
up so
13 last
fast.
year, yeah.
It's just like it just goes so quickly.
I'm just so proud of him.
So
It's
say
weird
hi
that he had
to
a beard at 12.
say hi to Josh, who
I mean, you know,
yeah, he's
the
just he's about to hit puberty. That beard is amazing for a prepubescent kid.
Yeah, right.
He's actually been gluing it on.
It's been glued on yet.
That's what it is.
Watch my good friend. Is Terry streaming tomorrow night? By the way, Terry, are you streaming tomorrow night?
No, Monday
you're doing
stream's
prep
not.
as well. Okay, all right. Oh, it is.
Well, the money stream is not.
Oh, I thought you had a new. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, I'll get all
But
that.
he's still
Show
in
week.
tech too. So
Oh,
this
okay,
is-
gotcha, guys. All right,
Too
so no show week. All right, got it. Was something else I was going to say. I forgot. Anyway,
we
Like
love
5,000
our-
XP
we
for
love
everybody.
our Mad Chatters. They're amazing. And join us on Tuesday and Wednesday for more great content.
Yeah.
well said. And
Like
here we
monsters.
go, rating our
Talking
friends
about
at Vancouver
great.
by
be great.
night. We like those folks over there. Is that some Tailspire I see, or is that
Yes,
just a still
and
image?
Look at Matrick in the chat. Go see their show. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's a great show. Anyway, see you guys soon.
It's about D&D.
We love you guys. Blue Box. Oh,
that's
10
awesome.
10-second
It's
delay.
D&D.
Yeah.
awesome.
What'd you say?
She Kills Monsters is a play about D&D.
Oh, yes. Oh, is it?
That's
Yes!
awesome.
Okay.
It's 2E.
Go see it.
All right.
All you Michiganders.
And rating now in 3, 2, 1. Blue Box signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, we're gone.
Yeah, it's about. Okay, are we ended?
Yeah.
Did the raid go through? I think
Yeah,
it went.
But is the stream over, John?